about to be talking about free agency, all the teams, what they've done, grade A to F, if they've been good, if they've been bad. Who's on the line first?
It's just the Bills, and this is again, the grade's only for right now because obviously we're only 2 weeks, 3 weeks in so far.
Yeah, you can't
To
really give
free
them a
agency.
final because there's still people on the board.
Yeah, not many big names left, but it's mostly just draft and maybe a couple trades left here and there. But yeah, I don't know.
Hey,
Not too much
someone's something. You never know. One man's trash could be another man's treasure.
Yeah, I mean, you're not wrong, but I don't know. A lot of the free agents right now are still guys that have just been in the league. They're not like
People who've just been around, kind of.
they're not like rookies where you don't really know what they're gonna be. You kind of already know what they are in the league. So
Got your Jeff Okudas in there and stuff.
well, speaking of which, he got signed. We'll speak about him in a bit.
Man.
But starting with the Bills, they had a pretty, I'd say, I don't know, average free agency. I mean, they were
maybe a little below average considering the losses.
yeah, they lost Jordan Poyer. I think I can't think of his name right now. They released, I believe, their top corner.
Oof.
The Von Miller contract's been kind of rough on him considering he hasn't played too much.
What's that guy left? Like 2 years, 3 years?
I'm not sure.
I know it was like a big one for a 4-year. I think when he started it.
Yeah, something like that. But their big name free agents that they did sign is Mitchell Trubisky, so back up for Josh. Mac Hollins, so possibly.
Pittsburgh left so soon.
Yeah, speaking of Pittsburgh's quarterback situation, we'll also get to that one.
that's a pickle right now.
That's a whole mess. But they got wide receiver Mac Hollins from the Raiders. I like that a lot because if you didn't really pay attention to the Raiders, you probably don't know much about Mac Hollins. But when the Lions played, Mac Hollins was pretty good. I mean, the Lions didn't have a great secondary to begin with, so he kind of we probably made him look better than he actually is.
Made him just seem like he could have been a little bit nicer.
But they signed him to help replace the loss of Gabe Davis because they lost him as well. The Bills.
That's a decent hit.
But they signed Mac Hollins and they also got Curtis Samuel here.
Oh, Curtis Samuel's not a bad pickup.
Yeah, it's not bad, but they signed him for $30 million.
That's some more receiver depth right there.
Yeah, and they agreed to an extension with Deion Dawkins, tackle for them, $60 million extension. So obviously just protecting Josh with that one. So makes sense. And then they agreed to another extension with a offensive guard, so more protection for Josh. They re-signed Taylor Rapp and Taron Johnson. So just shoring up some of their younger guys on defense and the offensive line. So not too many moves to the Bills.
If I had to grade them, I'd probably say like a C minus. Hey, they're not average, but they're not too far below it.
I would just give them a C.
Considering you lost Gabe Davis and you brought in Curtis Samuel, I think Davis is a little better of a person.
I mean, I'll give them a C. And this may be, I don't know why I'm going to do this. I'm just going to give them a C just because it's like almost their failures in past free agencies. The players that didn't work out has almost hindered them in this free agency to a point where they can only get to a C.
Money struggles.
Yeah, so it's like
dealing with big name players who are pretty old now. No offense, Von Miller.
Had it been like a new GM stepping into the situation, had to deal with it, maybe I'd be a little bit more lenient. But they'd probably be cutting a lot more people if that was the case.
Yep.
Who knows? But on to the Dolphins now, who also lost a lot of players. It's too big of a list for me to name. I mean, I didn't know the roster that well.
I mean, with top 3 of the biggest ones, tell me Tyreek wasn't on there.
No, they didn't lose Tyreek.
Thank the Lord.
I honestly, I couldn't even name. I don't even think one of them. I know the talk has been they lost a lot of players. They re-signed a couple of guys here, but it doesn't look like any really big names. I'm trying to see. They got Kendall Fuller, who's kind of old now, solid player. They got Jordan Poyer, so they signed him.
That's not bad.
But he's also kind of on the older side. They signed Jonnu Smith. Isaiah Wynn re-signed. Signing quite a few offensive linemen, a little bit. A lot of D-line signings. But that makes sense because I heard they lost a lot. They just signed Deshaun Hand, former Lion.
Damn.
I believe he's a former Lion. could be wrong.
I think so, like 2016,
It's
2017.
either him or Deshaun Robinson. I'm thinking of, or maybe both of them were. I'm not sure. I'd have to be sure. We'll check later.
You know we got some hidden gems in there.
I don't know about gems, but just former players.
Couple on the wall.
They signed Shaq Barrett. That's a good signing for them.
That's a really good signing for them.
So only a 1 year deal, but that's a nice little edge pass rusher. But again, another team that didn't really add too many big names. Kind of just lost players more. It's tough for me to be high in the Dolphins on this one. Again, I guess another just C, just right in the middle of the road.
I'm not gonna lie, another money management problem too. There's a lot of money spent there.
Is it? Maybe it's that.
Tyreek's contract alone's pretty good cap hit. With Tua getting paid too.
Maybe they just didn't want to spend money. I'm not sure.
Either that or you ain't got it. There's one way. I'd give them though. If I had to say overall, with a lot of losses, not much really added besides a couple pieces. I'd probably say like a C plus. C.
Yeah, I mean,
right, same way about you.
Right about average. Nothing crazy. Really.
Wouldn't say as bad as the Bills.
No, they're in a worse situation for sure.
The Bills are worse for wear right now.
They have a better quarterback situation, so I guess you could say they're, I don't know. Different topic, different day. But on to the Patriots.
Oh.
They signed 2 quarterbacks. Well, they re-signed Nathan Rourke, who I'm assuming is probably practice squad.
Who's going to be Mackie Jones' replace?
It looks like Jacoby Brissett again. So he's coming back.
Hey, Jacoby's been a pretty good journeyman for this whole league.
Unless they fucking decide to go and draft a quarterback, because they're at number 3. But
they did not do too great.
But a lot of people are saying that they have too many holes that they'll probably trade back and get more picks to shore up the roster. And since they got Jacoby Brissett for a year, who's a guy that knows how to handle a starting job.
They probably got him on a minimum contract too.
Yeah, only $8 million deal. That's pretty minimal. It's only 1 year's too.
So right now you can load the bank up and get somebody maybe next year too.
I guess their biggest moves right now for the Patriots is they re-signed their receiver Kendrick Bourne. He's okay.
He ain't bad.
They got KJ Osborne signing there, so now they got Bourne and Osborne. I heard.
Bourne.
I was watching Rich Eisen and he was doing a little joke about his almost like a funny little duo Osborne.
Oz and Oz.
Like Bourne and Osborne sounds like a
country band,
like a duet or something.
Like Stanford and Sons or whatever.
I think that's exactly what he said.
Oh my gosh.
But they also got Jalen Reagor re-signed, who's there. I mean, Hunter Henry re-signed.
Oh gosh.
Austin
He's
Hooper
just
signed.
Finish his career there. Go back to the Chargers.
I mean, they gave him good money. I would sign the contract if I'm Hunter Henry. They gave him $27 million.
Yeah, but consciously knowing you're not going to provide that $27 million worth of work.
It's not his problem.
That is fair. That contract get thrown, it get thrown.
They threw a transition tag, which I had to look up on Kyle Duggar. And transition tag is basically just a bare minimum franchise tag where it's like, I think it's an average of the top 10 players in that position is what you're going to get offered for your contract. You can accept it or not. And there's also other teams can throw a contract your way that your team can match, or you can choose that contract for the other team. So it's just like a really soft franchise tag. But it's a tag that's worth $13.8 million for Kyle Duggar. There's a lot of good safeties that are still out there in free agency right now. I don't think anyone's going to be picking up Kyle Duggar from the Patriots. He's probably going to be back. I don't think he'll be leaving. So
he's sticking around.
It looks like a lot of the same faces are going to be with Patriots, but I'm not too surprised by that considering new coach who was on the roster, or not the roster, but the coaching staff last year. So he probably knows what he likes, knows what he has, and just trying to, I guess, do another year and see what he can do.
Go from there.
Yeah.
With a high pick, that could do a lot of damage.
Yeah, I don't expect a lot from the Patriots this year. This is kind of an evaluation year for them, I think, to figure out what they got, what they need to do.
See how the water's feeling.
Yeah, so if you're a Patriots fan, just look forward to, I think, 2025. Because you could have a crazy year. Draft a quarterback like C.J. Stroud and takes you into the playoffs, and who knows? But odds are not not great for that in the NFL. We all know. But on to the Jets, the final team in the division. The Jets. Going from their quarterback talking about becoming vice president candidate with RFK. It's just I wouldn't want to be a Jets fan because you don't know if your quarterback's even going to be there or how much his head's even in football anymore. That's tough. So they signed Tyrod Taylor. So I guess there's that. They signed him for 2 years, $18 million.
Aaron really trying to be a public figure out here, if you know what I'm saying.
I mean, he's already a public figure, but he's just trying to be more a public figure, I guess.
Just trying to get that nomination.
They re-signed both their special team players on Morstead and Zerline, so I can't go against that. Morstead and Zerline, both top tier guys, and they're like punting and kicking. So you always like to know
that the ball's gonna get where it needs to get.
Yeah, you don't want to be worried that your punter's gonna fuck up a punt for your team or something
or
like that.
Or you're gonna get a double doink in your playoff run.
Yeah, you don't want to miss a clutch kick. And I'm sure Greg Zerline's not hit too many clutch kicks, but he's pretty money. He's pretty money.
I give him consistency.
Better than what the Lions got going right now. Better than the Lions, kicking situation. But that's Lions' problem. But the Jets also signed Tyron Smith from the Cowboys, so they got their left tackle.
That's not bad.
He's, I think, 33 years old now.
Yep, he's a little worse for wear, but he ain't that old.
Signed him for $20 million, but that's not surprising considering it looks like they got 3 offensive linemen, Morgan Moses and John Simpson. So they're really trying to shore up the offensive line for when Aaron comes back.
If he goes.
I mean, I think he's going to come back because I'm pretty sure, I don't pay attention to the politics that
closely.
Might not be Aaron. But I'm pretty sure RFK has already picked his vice president. I'm pretty sure it's not him. And I'm pretty sure Aaron's going to be playing football. I could be wrong. I don't know Aaron. I don't think anyone really knows Aaron unless... I don't know if anyone knows Aaron.
That's fair.
Except for Aaron. But
he's his own person.
That's for sure. But Jets ranking, I don't think I can really even give them a C rating because it's...
I think they're in the D, bro.
Yeah, their free agency, their signings were so bad last year that, like, again, they're in almost another situation where it's like they're afraid. It almost feels like they're afraid to spend money or even try to get anybody this year because other than Garrett Wilson, who's Aaron supposed to throw the ball to?
Himself.
I can't name anybody on the roster. I'm a big football fan, but I don't know everybody's roster off the back of my hand. And all I know is Garrett Wilson on the receiving corps. So, I mean...
They ain't got much going over there in New York.
I can't even name their tight end.
No. No. I know they got some defensive pieces.
They got a solid defense. I wouldn't call it great like everyone likes to call it that.
Nah, I'd say it's solid.
Yeah. It's hard to say because I think they got a couple really good defensive players and then a couple other guys. And I think the reason their defense is always really solid is their coach, Saleh, who is, I believe he was a defensive guy in San Fran. But again, I can only really put, I guess, a C- for the Jets.
Yeah, I'd say a D for me.
Yeah, I mean, the Jets are the Jets.
I ain't get the Bills that low because they got some pieces, but Aaron Rodgers coming back off a BP run and all that, his head ain't going to be in football.
The Jets are the Jets. It's just, yeah. Well, on to the Ravens, who had a big signing, and they had a big loss. So, they got Derrick Henry, but they lost Patrick Queen, who's the big star man in the center of their linebacker. So that sucks. But
he was a demon.
If there is 2 teams, I think, in the league that you can look and be like, they can generally lose defensive players and they're going to still be generally sound defensively, it's the Ravens and the Steelers. I don't know why that is, but it seems like every year they got a solid defense. It really doesn't matter who's playing where.
Runs into history.
Seriously, it seems like it does, doesn't it?
They just want it.
It's just, I don't know. It's almost like a college environment with those places because it's just like, I don't know. You gotta live up to the guys before you, almost. It doesn't seem like it does that everywhere else in every other franchise.
Mike Tomlin ain't going 500 for nothing, dog.
Interesting with him is he's going into a final year of his contract, which they said they're gonna probably re-sign him before the year starts. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. I don't know. But again, back to the Ravens. They signed Derrick Henry, and they re-signed Aguilar and Matabuke, who big D lineman for him last year for $98 million. There was a lot of people talking he might go somewhere else, but he received a non-exclusive tag, and then he signed the extension, so they got the deal done. I'm not too surprised him re-signing. But yeah, not a too big eventful
For the
free agency for Ravens, and I'm not too surprised about it again either, because it's like they don't really have to do too much, I don't think, and I think they're really more in a position to just kind of rely on rookies coming in, because those rookie contracts are just much nicer than free agent contracts on a roster that you're trying to build for a Super Bowl.
I think, too, speaking of the Steelers and the Ravens and how they have that good defense, now the Steelers do, you bring another piece, you might be able to throw the Steelers defense off, maybe get something.
Well, that's the funny thing, is
because they
Patrick
lost
Queen
2
signed
games last year to them, the Steelers.
Well, that's the thing. Patrick Queen went to the Steelers.
Oh no!
So
it's like a damn Uno reverse card.
Yeah,
You're gonna bring in something to hurt us. We're gonna put it back at you.
Well, it's like addition by subtraction. It's like Steelers are like, well, we don't really. We need an interior linebacker. He's one of the best. We could probably get someone a little bit cheaper, but we're gonna take him away from the Ravens because it's addition by subtraction. By getting him off that team, he's on our team, so they can't use him.
They can't have him right now.
And that's our division rival.
And then the addition for the Ravens, but no subtraction. They just got Derrick Henry to come in.
Yeah, I mean,
so that's gonna be an interesting matchup. Considering Steelers won both matchups last year too, that's gonna be interesting.
Did they?
Yeah, they beat them both regular season games.
Well, I think it was because I think they played the last game of the year, and I don't think the Ravens really started anybody, so that was kind of a throwaway. But the first one, you got to give them credit for because that was mid-season, I remember.
Steelers made it into the playoffs off that too.
Yeah.
I thought they were going to be the ones to take the Ravens out, but that got done before they could get there.
I didn't have any faith in the Steelers last year. They're going to be an interesting team going into next year, but we'll give a quick rating on the Ravens real quick, I guess.
C+.
Yeah, there's still a lot of average teams right now in the AFC. Just kind of rolling the boat, not really going up or down.
It's gonna go.
Yeah, but Bengals, an interesting situation is they lost DJ Reader to our Lions.
Damn.
So that's a pretty big loss to their interior D line. They signed Zach Moss from the Colts, who's had solid couple of years there, filling in for what's his face, Jonathan Taylor when he's been out.
Yep, JT.
So
Zach Moss, dog, got me through many fantasy days.
Yeah. If you play fantasy football, Zach Moss is a solid pickup. We'll see how he does with the Bengals. You know,
I think
new team, different situation.
Considering what Mixon's still there, right too.
No, they actually cut him.
Damn, R.I.P. Joey.
Yeah, but
he put in a good stint. He was there.
We'll also get to him because he signed somewhere else. And honestly, it might be another terrific free agency for the Texans. But back to the Bengals, they put the tag on T. Higgins. Yeah. So he says he expects to play for the Bengals again next year. But there's still teams out there that probably would like a receiver, but I don't know if they would like to give up stuff for T. Higgins, who's also going to be getting paid $21.8, and then you're going to have to sign him to an extension.
You have to back the brake truck up for him for sure.
Yeah, so it's almost like, do you want to try to draft somebody or just because it feels like there's a surplus of wide receivers right now.
There is, but I think T. Higgins got a lot of light. Just Jamar Chase being on your team, it's kind of hard to shine.
Yeah.
It is really hard, but when he does, he puts on. He's had some games, 230 yards, 2 touchdowns. Like
there's a reason they tagged him for 21.
Oh yeah.
So
they want him.
But they also signed Mike Gesicki. It's an interesting signing for $3 million.
That's another Dolphins loss right there.
Well, he wasn't on Dolphins.
Oh,
He was
yeah.
on the Patriots. Remember?
Oh yeah, it was
'Cause they-
Patriots. Hunter Henry's over there too right
Yeah.
now.
So he went to because he went to the Patriots and kind of fell off. But is that a Patriots problem or is that a Gesicki problem? Who knows? We'll find out, I guess.
I don't know. I think it's a Patriots problem considering Henry
Could be
hasn't
because
done the same.
a lot of people think that right now. A lot of people do.
But
You're
new
not
owners,
alone.
new managers, so we're good.
Right.
New coach.
Other than that, there's not too many names on here other than I guess Von Bell signing with the Bengals.
That's not bad.
I mean, some of these guys are like, if you're big football fans or whatnot, you know, like Trent Brown signed 1-year deal to tackle, offensive tackle. But again, another just, you know, filling in holes, I guess.
Older guy who's just experienced.
But Bengals, I guess I'd give them a C+. Nothing too crazy. Tagging, being able to keep T. Higgins. Well, I think most people thought he was gone after the season. I think most Bengals fans have thought for sure he was gone. So considering that he's not gone yet, and they still have him on a tag, and it's looking
good.
like he's probably going to be a Bengal. He's probably going to be a Bengal, I think. So Bengals fans, I guess, can be happy about that.
Rejoice.
Yeah. On to the Browns. I mean, Browns. They're just, I don't know what to think about the Browns. Had a fantastic defense, but the offense is like, the run game's great, but the quarterback situation is all over the map because they got the comeback player of the year in Joe Flacco. They don't sign him this year. So he's not there. Where is he? Indianapolis now.
Oh my gosh.
So now they got coming back. They got Deshaun Watson, obviously, and they signed Jameis Winston.
Ain't a bad pickup, but like that's pretty much just like getting the same people.
It doesn't.
I don't
it
know
doesn't.
if Jameis is as good as.
The thing
I
is,
don't like Deshaun.
the thing is, I think the Browns. I mean, we can go back a few years. They would have just signed Baker to a not a mediocre, but like a medium quarterback extension, and they would have been. It would probably been a cheaper deal than they gave Deshaun. They'd probably be in a better situation. They'd probably have better players right now, and their fan base probably would like them better. Because I know some Brown fans that we know in particular did not like the move of moving on from Baker, which is one thing, but then to move on and get Deshaun Watson, who we all know his off the field issues that had happened. Massage artist.
Get ripped, Deshaun.
But you know, it didn't really sit right with a lot of people with that move.
Minimal sit right.
And I will give the Browns credit. I think I did give them a higher grade rating for the way they played and finished last season because they did great last year for what they had and had the bad quarterback play for most of the year until Joe got there, which is funny, but
Joe said, "I can't let you outshine me, bro."
Yeah, so I don't understand with the Browns going into the year because not only that, they're great running back, and who we all love, Chubb, had a horrific injury last year. I mean, his knee, I think, went backwards. So, as you know, the running backs, knee injuries are not fun to come back from, and sometimes they don't ever come back the same. And he's a power back, so speed's not a problem. Wasn't really a thing where he might lose that, but if you don't get your balance like you used to, and you get pushed and knocked over, is easier. Because he's not as big as a guy like Derrick Henry.
No.
Because Derrick Henry's like 6'5", big old dude, so he can kind of stay on his feet, I think, a little bit easier. That's one of the unique things about him. He's tall, big, strong. Just freak. But Chubb's in the same sort of way, but it's smaller. So if he doesn't have the same balance with the bad knee now,
might be
Browns could be in trouble, I think. And then they traded with the Broncos to get Jerry Jeudy. They re-signed Adam Troutman. They re-signed Zadarius Smith. Bunch of re-signings. Maurice Hurst, Devin Bush got signed there. Jordan Hicks signs there. Nothing too crazy. Naheem Hines signs. So another former Colt running back going to the Browns. Well, going to this division, I should say, because the other one went to the what was it, Bengals. But most of these AFC teams haven't really made too many moves that are like, wow. Like, they're kind of just, again, just rowing the boat, just moving along the stream, just making sure they get to next year, just making sure they get to the draft, making sure they can get to next season and be like, I think it's all right. Because it seems like that's the way it is right now for most of these teams that we're going over. But Browns, I guess, another C grade. It's been just a whole lot of average for me. But
whole lot of mid.
Pittsburgh now is where it gets interesting. Because they had a lot of moves. A lot of interesting moves. Considering they had a quarterback room last year consisting of Kenny Pickett, Mason Rudolph, Mitchell Trubisky. All three of them are gone. All three.
Got the Rudolph out of there.
Rudolph, they didn't resign. He's in Tennessee.
Trubisky's over in
Trubisky went to the Bills. We covered first
with Josh or
yeah,
Josh Allen.
He's Josh Allen's backup now. And then Kenny Pickett got traded to the Eagles to be Hurts' backup. Who did they get to replace him? They signed Russell Wilson for like $1 million. So, chump change. And then they trade for Justin Fields for a 6th round pick.
Damn.
In next year's draft.
Damn.
I mean, and the funny thing is like, I think, I don't, some people had value on Fields, like, really high. Some of them had it really low. I don't know where I necessarily viewed Fields. I don't necessarily think he's a great quarterback. I don't think he's terrible. But 6th round pick value is for next year's draft is wild for a quarterback that went. I don't remember his exact draft stock, but it was top 10. It was top 10. So that's rough if you're a Bears fan.
Someone y'all drafted.
Because like even though the Bears are gonna definitely get Caleb Williams with the first pick, it sucks to have to trade away your starting quarterback for all last year for a 6th round pick. Well, your starting quarterback for the last 3 years that you thought was gonna be the guy.
For a 6th round pick.
Who might actually turn into something with the Steelers. We don't know.
I mean, you're linking them up with Russell, and they're both runners. There's probably some things
they're very similar play styles. It makes sense why they got them both.
A couple things Russell might know that Justin don't.
I mean, I don't say play styles because Fields is definitely more athletic, but like, it's interesting. The Steelers made a lot of moves. They also got Patrick Queen, so I mean, this might be one of the first free agencies that like teams that I'm giving a high grade to because Steelers don't normally make these kind of moves. They really don't. They don't do all these big splashes, especially at quarterback. Because normally they got consistency at quarterback.
Like at Ben Roethlisberger.
And yeah, he was there forever. And before my time, mostly. I'm fairly young into this football world.
Terry Bradshaw played a good amount there.
Yeah, but that was way before our time.
Oh yeah, that was back in days.
That was the 70s. So, I mean, I know about the big names in football history, so I'm not an idiot. But I can't go and name the league average guys that were around 25 years ago, you know, that people like to name all the time. But I'll be that guy 15 years from now, naming the average guys like Sam Bradford. There's people probably don't even know that guy now. But that's the way it goes. So I think, yeah, they got Dante Johnson also from Panthers, Steelers, so corner help. So they traded away Deontay Johnson, or yeah, traded away Deontay Johnson to the Panthers, and they got Dante Jackson in return, corner.
So they lost receiver, got
Kind
a corner.
of tongue twister there. Yeah, they lost a receiver and they got a corner, and they gave or they got a 6th round pick in this year's draft.
Ain't that bad.
So yeah, it's alright. And then they signed wide receiver Van Jefferson from the Rams. I think he was with the Rams. That's the last I remember from. I could be wrong, but I would say the Steelers get right now a B plus in free agency because they made a lot of moves at the position of quarterback where I think that's where they struggled the most. And whether it works or not, we don't know. But I like the effort.
Having that much faith in your team and going with it like that too, I give them a B plus and A minus.
I mean, you like to see when you know your team. Everybody knows the team has an issue at a position, and they go out of their way to address that said issue, because nothing's more frustrating than when you know your team has an issue. It's very blatant what the issue is, and they don't fix it. It's very annoying. So it's good to see. Well, I mean, it's not really surprising to see Pittsburgh's pretty well run, but another probably right now my highest graded team in free agency is the Texans, because they just, I don't know how they do it, but they sign a lot of these guys, and they just almost all their signings works out last year. And if they didn't work out, they signed like these 1-2 year deals where if it doesn't, who cares? And they're doing a whole lot more of that again this year, because almost every single contract on here is 1-2 year deals. The only guys that looks like they're getting 3-year deals are dudes that probably deserve it, or all that stuff. Like they signed Daniel Hunter for a 2-year, $49 million. Great pass rusher for the Vikings. Then they get re-signed Dalton Schultz for 3 years. They signed Joe Mixon, or they trade for him actually. For a 7th round pick.
7th rounder.
Yeah.
They didn't have no faith left in Joe Cincinnati.
It's not necessarily faith. It's just running backs just don't hold value like that.
Dime a dozen almost.
Yeah, they don't. They just some of the best running backs.
That could be one that slipped through the cracks. So I've never seen a 7th round trade and then the dude go for over 1,000 yards like that. He might do it.
Who knows? They might do a dual back system, because I know they got the other guy there. It's pretty good. I can't think of his name, but they signed Jeff Okudah, so for a 1-year deal, and who knows, he could turn into something good. They signed 4 corners actually. They re-signed their Desmond King, so that's good. Then they signed Lonnie Johnson, and they signed Mike Ford. So they're just throwing their hat in the ring and saying one of these guys is gonna have to work.
Somebody.
Because I think that was a big problem. Defense for them was corner, because they have a lot of the pass rushes figured out with Will Anderson,
Yeah.
the rookie. That they also got with C.J. Stroud last year, which is crazy because they got offensive rookie of the year, defensive rookie of the year, same team. So Texans are just, it'd be a good time to be a Texans fan. It was kind of like this is like this last year with the Lions for me was like how I would feel if I was a Texans fan going into this year. That's kind of how I would feel. So I'd be excited. I'll give the Texans an A on the free agency so far.
Go Texans, give them a little bit of an A.
Again, none of their moves though were like big names,
but they were solid.
But it's like that's what they did last year. They did a bunch of B moves, and it's just like B's and C's. You don't need to make the big splash name signing, get yourself stuck with a massive contract with one guy, and he turns out he doesn't work.
You don't need to have 100 A moves.
Yeah.
What the hell would be that?
Well, honestly, I like a team that does more moves and less moves. As we'll get to the Cowboys later.
Oh, no. Talking about some long snap.
Yeah, onto the Colts.
That's a good one. Talking about Joey Flacco.
They didn't do too much other than basically re-signed, but makes sense. Their roster is kind of just stationary right now, kind of just building up the young guys, going through the draft.
Having Jonathan Taylor still is pretty good.
Yeah, they re-signed him mid-season. That's right.
Yep.
That's right.
And they ended up doing that. I remember he was injured.
I think he sat out and then he got hurt and then he had a weird
It
year.
was a mixed year. Zach Moss got the shine though last year. So.
Him and Hines. They had a really good running back room last year. 3 guys that could just do anything really.
Kind of too though, since Jonathan wasn't
But
really as active.
To fill in Naheem Hines and fucking what's his other name? Whatever.
Zach Moss.
Yeah, Zach Moss. They signed Trey Sermon, who I know, but I can't think of the team he was on before. They re-signed Michael Pittman, 3-year, $70 million deal.
That's a good pickup.
Yeah, I mean he's turning into a solid number 1 receiver in the league. But yeah, they're not really doing a whole lot free agency wise here. Like almost you got Kenny Moore re-signed, Raekwon Davis, and these are just Grover Stewart. I'm just trying to name names that I know. I don't really even know a lot of these guys that well because again I don't know rosters back to my hand of everybody.
No.
If anybody, I'd mostly just know the Lions and maybe their division rivals mostly. But I guess that makes sense. My opinion, it makes sense.
Gotta know who you're fighting.
Yeah, yeah, pretty much. They re-signed Rigberto Sanchez, their punter. I like that name. Rigberto.
He wears some cool glasses.
Does he?
Yeah, when he punts. I like the strap ones.
Those like
the
athletic glasses.
Yeah, I love every second of it.
Jacksonville though, I gotta get a grade on Colts. I guess C. Yeah.
C plus maybe.
Just doing what you gotta do, I guess.
Getting through next year.
Yep. Nothing too crazy. Well, I guess on a lot of these teams, I don't blame them. It's like if you didn't get some of these guys in free agency, we might as well just wait until we get rookies. See what happens, because a lot of these free agents are going to stay here until probably after the draft now, because they're going to wait and see who they can get in the draft, and then they'll fill in the holes that they didn't get in the draft afterwards by signing these guys probably. So like a lot of guys like that still haven't been signed, like that got cut. Like the Lions, I think the Lions should take a look at for the Broncos. They cut Justin Simmons, their safety, one of their safeties.
He's solid too.
Yeah,
he was there for a couple of years.
He's got like 5 career picks on Mahomes. It's like more than anybody else in the league.
Damn, go Justin Simmons.
Yeah. He was a fan favorite for the Broncos. I know that because I watched this guy, Brandon Perna. Shout out Brandon Perna.
Shout out my boy.
He's a big Broncos fan, and he's always talking about Simmons, and was sad when they had to cut him, but he understands it. But on to the Jaguars, who made a strange move in trading for Mac Jones. Why they did that, not sure.
Some depth, I guess.
I guess a backup for Trevor Lawrence, but I heard some people making kind of stray assumptions that like, well, if Trevor Lawrence doesn't work out, they're actually the same draft class. I don't know if you know that.
Yep. Yeah.
So it's funny.
It's hilarious.
But I don't know. Jackson, it's a weird move. I'll say that.
Sure as hell, damn, trying to make Trevor Lawrence mad.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if he's gonna get mad because I don't. If he thinks that's competition, then that's on him. But Gabe Davis signs here for a 3-year, $39 million. So a little bit more receiver help after they lose. Was Curtis Samuel here? Because he left, but I don't know if he was here, or am I thinking of Christian Kirk?
Yeah, Christian Kirk.
I'm not sure if Christian Kirk's still here anymore. So Gabe Davis.
There you go.
Some offensive line help. They signed Blake Hance extension, whoever that is. Ezra Cleveland from Cleveland, I believe. He's from the Browns, signed here. And they signed a center, Mitch Morse, who I don't know. They re-signed Josh Allen. They signed Eric Armstead, who's a solid D lineman. Darnell Savage they signed, and Ronald Darby they signed. Solid defensive player. Honestly, it's a little bit better than I thought it was. I'd give him like a B minus.
I like Ronald Darby for a good pickup too.
Yeah.
It's
not terrible.
I'll give him a B.
Yeah.
Nothing too crazy. They didn't lose too many pieces.
Not that I know of.
About to say, not like the damn.
That's the problem with this list that I'm looking at here. It doesn't really tell me who they lost. It just tells me who they added.
There's a lot of people when you're talking about the damn Bills and them.
So I'm sure I'm probably forgetting about some people, but again, I can't remember everybody.
Yeah, there's nobody big enough that we got our eyes shook at.
Yeah.
They didn't mention the big ones.
But an interesting free agency for the Titans, though.
Very.
Because they got they signed Mason Rudolph to either compete for a starting position, but I honestly think it's Will Levis's job to lose. I think they signed Tony Pollard from the Cowboys for 3 year, $24 million. They signed Calvin Ridley for 4 year, $92 million, which is a massive contract for Calvin Ridley, in my opinion. So
they see that speed in him. He's fast.
It's only $50 million guaranteed, so we'll see how that works out. They got some offensive line help. I'm not gonna name them because don't really know them. No offense, but I just don't really know them.
Damn.
Then they got a little bit of defensive help. They got Chidobe Awuzie, solid corner, and they signed Nick Folk, good kicker.
Pretty solid kicker from the Patriots.
Just, a little bit of above average free agency. I'd say another B.
B minus, yeah.
Yeah, it's
right in there.
Nothing crazy. Titans don't know what to expect with them with a brand new head coach, and yeah.
Losing Henry, that's probably
onto a team that's basically just trying not to sink the boat.
What are you talking about?
The Broncos.
Yeah, nah.
Because this year, with them cutting Russell Wilson, they have to eat $68 million, I think, of dead money. So there's not much they can sign.
Nope. Jerry Jeudy gone.
They re-signed Michael Burton, their fullback.
No.
They re-signed Lil Jordan Humphrey, wide receiver.
Oh,
That's a crazy name.
Lil Jordan?
Lil Jordan.
That's my boy. Shout out Lil Jordan.
Yeah, I mean, they didn't.
I'm gonna give this one a D.
Yeah, I mean,
a D minus.
I feel like you got to.
We slapped the first F out there.
Yeah.
F for the Broncos.
I don't know if I want to give an F, just because I feel like this is what they kind of have to do. But
I think he just should have told Russell to sit on the bench, bro. Not eat that $68 million. That's a lot of foot. Oh,
you ain't gonna pay your quarterback to not play.
Shout out Broncos almost made me curse.
Yeah, man.
Oof.
They're in a rough spot, Broncos. Again, shout out Brandon Perna. You're gonna be in a rough spot.
He can do it. Just give him some time with that team.
Moving on, their division rival, Kansas City Chiefs, are the Super Bowl champs. I don't think there's much to be said.
You pretty much just try to keep what's there.
Yeah, I mean, and they did basically just that, and they're basically doing just that.
Ain't nothing much needed. You can run through anyone.
They signed Hollywood Brown.
That's.
They signed Irv Smith, tight end.
Oh.
They re-signed Chris Jones to a 5-year extension.
Yep, locked his ass down. So
they re-signed Derek Nadati. They re-signed Tershawn Wharton. Drew Tranquill's re-signing. L'Jarius Sneed gets the franchise tag. Deion Bush gets re-signed. Matt Ariza, the kid that got the unfortunate false rape allegation, is getting a chance with the Chiefs, so that's pretty cool.
You like that?
Considering it was a false allegation and had to basically almost ruined his career.
Yeah, over some nonsense.
Yeah. And yeah, I mean, Chiefs just basically keeping everything in place, and I don't blame them because they're really just one wide receiver away from being the first team in history to just go back to back to back and having that first three-peat, because there has never been a three-peat in the NFL Super Bowl era. I don't even know if there's been, going back to the championships, like the regular championships, if anyone's ever three-peated. That's how crazy I think it is. Because I know for a fact in Super Bowl era it's never happened. I mean, and if Mahomes three-peats, people were already talking about him being the GOAT after this Super Bowl. I don't know how you quiet that talk down if he goes out and does one thing that no other quarterback or team has ever done in Super Bowl history. I mean,
set your own standards. I like it.
Yeah, it's gonna. Yeah, because Tom set the standard of how many Super Bowls he's been to and how many he's won. This is a standard of how many you can win in a row if he wins this, you know.
Showing that no matter how much the teams change, you can still go back in there and whip anyone's their asses.
Yeah, the thing is like, they used to say that about Tom's, he went back to back. Well, Mahomes just did that too. So it's
looking in the lens. One great leaves just for the next to emerge.
Yeah, which it makes me annoyed as a Lions fan because I really hope that's not the case, because I would like the Lions to be able to win that thing. And I wouldn't hope that our window is during the Chiefs' prime, because that would suck. But if we get to a Super Bowl, it's 50-50 at that point. But it's a long season ahead of us still again. We got to start from the bottom again, which sucks. But, you know, we'll see.
We can work it up.
But on to the Raiders. And the rating for Chiefs, I guess, is just an A, because it's just, you know.
Yeah, just keep what's there and don't worry.
Yeah. Raiders, they signed Gardner Minshew, 2 years, $25 million, be their quarterback. They re-signed Amir Abdullah.
Florida man right there.
They signed Alexander Masterson from the Vikings.
Shout out another Lions great back in days, Amir Abdullah.
Yeah, mostly a special teamer now.
Yep. Gotta get that rock back somehow.
They signed Christian Wilkins, which is probably their biggest free agency, left the Dolphins. That's one of the guys I was thinking of that left.
He's a funny dude.
Christian Wilkins, he's hilarious.
Christian Wilkins will dance in your face.
The mic'd up moments with Christian Wilkins, if you haven't seen them, they're hilarious.
Don't do that, sir. He's a comedian, I'll tell you.
Yeah, he's definitely a character. But now he joins the Raiders and will be on the same D line with what's his name? Max Crosby.
Yep, Max Crosby, the wood smoker himself.
That should be interesting. I'll give the Raiders with that one. I'd say a B. They're just again.
They ain't got to worry too much at quarterback if their quarterback's going to show up to play.
They got a lot of positions in place right now, I think. Chargers. Whew.
Rough.
They lost a lot. They traded away Keenan Allen. They had to release Micah Williams. They restructured Joey Bosa's contract. Their only signing looks like right here is Gus Edwards, Will Dissly, Hayden Hurst, and a couple of other guys that are just not too well known.
Hayden Hurst ain't a bad pickup.
Yeah, but
I'll give him good. He's not a bad tight end. He can get around. He can move fast.
Yeah, most of these guys though just.
Yeah.
I mean, they spent so much money in past years that they're kind of just in a tough spot, and yeah. We'll see what Jim Harbaugh can do with that this year. It's gonna be a rough spot to dig yourself out of a hole. I'll just give him a C-, I guess, just because of past years and money not really working out.
C-.
Honestly, to possibly the worst free to see so far is the Dallas Cowboys.
Oh yeah. If you want to know how to really make your team good, just re-sign your long snapper.
Yeah, I mean, It just
Gotta make sure that man's locked down before you go tear up the team, any Jerry.
it just doesn't make sense to me why you'd make a comment saying, "Oh, we're gonna go all in. We're going all in to make the team the best chance it can get to a Super Bowl." Well, there was a couple of guys you could probably throw in your hat in the ring at to go all in this free agency.
Could have threw some
and also,
money
like,
at Russell Wilson, somebody.
All I hear is from the other people that are, more inclined on the contract stuff than me. Kept saying, you re-sign Dak, and you can have him have a smaller cap hit this year, so you can sign more people. Instead, they don't re-sign him, and he's now a $60 million cap hit this year. So you can't really sign that many people, and in turn, what did that turn into? You have signed Eric Kendricks. I mean, that's all
Dallas.
in. You signed a 33-year-old linebacker?
Go Dallas. Jerry really got the plan, bro. Lost to Ron Armstead. And losing people.
Yeah.
Or wait, was it?
It was
Armstead.
Tyron Smith.
No, Tyron Smith.
Yeah, they lost their left tackle, and they lost Tony Pollard, too.
An amazing back.
Well, he's all right. I mean, he didn't have that great a last year without Zeke there.
He's still a power guy, though. He got that move.
He's more a speed guy.
Really? Oh, yeah, Zeke was the power guy.
Yeah, they had... But he just... I don't know. Now they're starting running backs, I think actually 5'6" tall.
He's shorter damn Nate Robinson out here running that ball back.
Yeah, I think his name's Deuce Vaughn.
Don't know.
And his dad's like a part of the staff on the team.
Don't know.
So.
Shout out Deuce.
Good luck, man.
Good luck getting thrown in there.
But they're probably
welcome to Jerry World.
They're probably gonna draft a running back. I mean, I can't imagine they don't. But free agency for the Cowboys has been bare minimal. Bare minimal.
Whole lot of mid.
There's nothing I can give other than just a
flat F.
Failure. I mean, you can't make a statement saying we're going all in
and then proceed to sign long snappers and linebackers.
Not only linebackers, but linebackers 33.
Yep, 33. It's like when Sean Lee was getting ready to go. They were going to flood him the book at 35.
It was like last year when they signed Stephon Gilmore. It's like, yeah, it's a nice pickup, but it's like...
How old do you want him?
Yeah.
You want this man before his expiration date, you better talk to him 5 years ago.
Yeah, it's like, do you just want the jersey sales? Maybe.
Oh, yeah. No, they make a lot of money off that. I see people coming to me with Cowboy stuff on every day.
Well, Jerry knows how to make money.
Talk to them oil
Does he know how to win football games, though?
He can win in the regular season.
Yeah.
His playoffs, though.
Playoffs? We're talking about playoffs?
Talking about first-round bounces quite often.
Moving on to another team that had a rough free agency is the Giants in the same division. Losing Saquon Barkley. Rough.
That's heavy.
I mean...
That was the brightest light.
Yeah. I mean, one of the best running backs in the league for the past 5 years. I don't think anybody can really debate that. I mean, he's just, when he's on the field, he's great. I mean, people that are going to debate it are going to probably be in a similar line of the boat that didn't pay attention to when Christian McCaffrey was in Carolina, and they weren't that good. It's like, no, Christian McCaffrey's pretty good. He's just on a bad team.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it'll be kind of similar with Saquon. I don't know how good Philly's going to be next year, considering that's where he went, and they lost Jason Kelsey. But they're still a much better team than the Giants are. So.
Oh, yeah. The NFC least. They're definitely doing better than a lot of those teams in there.
Yeah.
At least they've made it to a damn Super Bowl recently.
Yeah.
Bounced by Mahomes, but hey.
Yeah.
That's Patrick.
Yeah. But they Giants, they signed Drew Lock.
Ooh.
They traded for Brian Burns, which was interesting, and they signed him to a 5-year extension. So they got a really good edge rusher in Brian Burns.
Good rusher, but what are you doing at the quarterback position?
Probably going to be moving on for Daniel Jones. They signed Devin Singletary. I signed Isaiah McKenzie. And then they get a whole lot of offensive line help because their offensive line was terrible. They signed Jalen Mills from Philadelphia. I don't think Jalen Mills is all that good.
Mm-hmm.
So, losing Saquon, but adding Brian Burns.
I think it's a D plus. It don't average. Just because that rushing, them yards, going to help your whole offense. He's only going to help one piece if he's getting to the quarterback and stuff.
I don't know.
I think you lost really, like, the heart of your team damn near.
The problem with the Giants is, like, they got thrown off their schedule last year by making the playoffs and beating the Vikings.
Mm-hmm.
Because just threw off their timetables and everyone thinking that they were going to be good and really compete for the division this year or something when they were not even close.
Unless you got another New York miracle happening, they ain't making nothing. D plus for me.
Giants are a weird spot.
The damn Giants.
Same with the Eagles.
Saquon addition, but you lost Jason. That ain't so great.
Jason's gone. They're just throwing money out left and right to all these people. They got Jake Elliott signing to a fucking getting paid $6 million a year as a kicker.
Damn.
They sign their punter. They get CJGJ back. Played 5 games for our Lions.
Shout out the injury.
Talked a whole lot of shit though.
A whole bunch of shit.
They signed Devontae Parker. Re-signed Landon Dickerson, offensive line, big money. Then they trade for Kenny Pickett.
Kenny Pickett for a backup for Jalen Hurts ain't bad. At least you know you got a game managing.
I don't even know if he's that. I don't know how good Kenny Pickett really is, to be honest.
I've seen him play in spurts, but when he gets out there, he looks like he knows how to throw the ball and not put it in another corner's hand. That was a big thing with them Steelers. That's the only thing I've heard from fucking people is that he doesn't turn it over. Yeah, he won't throw it over. He won't throw the picks, but he will definitely. He ain't the one to get you down the field in 30 seconds like Aaron Rodgers. No. Well, not even now. Aaron Rodgers ain't even that good anymore. I don't even think Aaron Rodgers is even top 15, in my opinion. Not right now, no. All time, different story. This man, I've seen him throw 80 yards one-handed. I mean, as a Lions fan, we know all too well what Aaron Rodgers was capable of in his prime. Yeah, we know what that man's status was in his years. Yeah. I mean, Philly, I'll give you just a B, I guess, because Saquon's a good addition. I'm going to say a B minus, considering you lost Jason and him being... But that's not something they could really choose, is it? That's it wasn't something to choose, but the issue is around it. You did keep that man there for a long time, not doing much of anything. He went to 2 Super Bowls. He did reach in the end of his career, though. He had to play a whole lot of fight to get to that end and get to the Super Bowls. Just imagine if he would have cut it off too early. Listen, a lot of players play longer than that and don't even get to 1. So, I mean, look at Phillip Rivers. Oh, I was gonna say that. It was the first person in my head. Philly Rivers. So, it's tough to judge a team when they make 2 to be like, oh, you didn't take advantage. It's like, well, kind of did, I think. I don't know. Didn't really do too much. It's hard for me to judge another team's franchise's successes to making Super Bowls. Mine has never been to one. Yeah, fucking. We'll get there. We're on the way. Yeah. I mean, moving on to the Commanders. Nope. And a lot of these moves, because I'm not paying too much of attention to the Commanders, to be quite honest with you. They're one of the franchises I don't really care to pay attention to. Just because I don't like their new names. They're just boring. They're just not very creative. I hope they change the name. I hope they change the name again. Yeah. The logo's not terrible, but the name's just bad. The W's not bad for a logo. I don't mind that. I just think they should change the colors at this point. Yeah. I mean, maybe. Yeah, that red and yellow, man, just don't look right unless there was the original there. No Who knows offense. What they'll do? But I mean, the colors schemes probably want to keep it the same just because of all the merch that everyone's had in the past and all that stuff. But whatever.
They signed Marcus Mariota.
Mm.
They signed Austin Eckler, Jamison Crowder, Zach Ertz. Just a lot of older guys.
Guys who are just
Farrell,
veteran proven.
Dante Fowler, Bobby Wagner. I had no clue Bobby Wagner went here. I didn't even. You think? I don't know.
Bobby Wagner ain't a bad pickup. That's something solid.
I'm surprised he's willing to go to Washington.
Yep. Same here.
But hey, who knows? Yeah. See, they traded. I believe they traded away their quarterback to the young quarterback to the Seahawks. So it's like I don't.
C minus.
I don't know what the plan is. What's the plan?
Gonna have to ask. Gonna have to ask the owner at this point.
All right, now on to our division and to a team that is got me a little worried, and that's the Bears.
The Bears.
Because they're making a lot of moves right now to be a threat, and I don't like it. I don't like it at all. Because they signed DeAndre Swift. They trade for Keenan Allen.
That's a good move.
They sign a whole bunch of offensive linemen. They get Gerald Everett, tight end. They get Jalen Johnson re-signed, who's a pretty good corner for them. They signed Kevin Byard.
Damn. Off the Titans, that's crazy.
He was on the traded midseason.
Yeah, he got traded midseason
to the Eagles. But
off the Eagles.
Yeah, so
I'm saying they didn't give him a contract extension.
Yeah. Well, I know.
Good piece though for.
It's just Bears are making a lot of moves, and if they work out, they could be a problem for the Lions, and I don't really like it. But I'll have to be honest with the grade. I'll give them a B+, because the only move I don't like is them having to trade away Fields for just a 6th round pick. That sucks. And they only, I think, have 4 picks in this draft, other than the first.
Damn. Making some moves though, I'll tell you that much.
So, but yeah, I mean they're making moves to try to get better. I mean, they got Montez Sweat middle of the season last year.
Montez Sweat was something crazy.
So I mean, the Bears are not. They're trying. That's for sure. Like I said, a B+ for them. I mean, I'll be honest. I hope they don't work out.
But in the meantime, I have to give them B+, sadly.
But on to our Lions now. We re-signed Donovan Peoples-Jones.
Love that.
We signed Graham Glasgow to an extension. We signed Kevin Zeitler from the Ravens. Re-signed Dan Skipper. We signed Marcus Davenport. And the biggest sign, probably DJ Reader. Huge help for the line. Re-signed Jalen Reeves-Maben. Traded for Carlton Davis. Re-signed Emmanuel Mosley. I liked him. He was one of the corners that wasn't constantly getting destroyed.
I'll take it.
Amik Robinson signs here. I'm not sure who Amik Robinson is. We'll find out.
New face.
And Michael Badger resigns. I would like another kicker for kicker competition for us as well. Maybe a late round draft pick on a kicker. Who knows? I don't know.
Detroit.
But I'm 100% satisfied with the free agency moves that we've had. We haven't really lost anybody.
No.
The only person we've really lost is Jonah Jackson, and we filled in the void with Kevin Zeitler, and we re-signed Glenn Glasgow and Dan Skipper. So we basically have filled the holes right up.
Anything that got sucked up got put back in.
Yeah, I mean, I can't think of. There's a couple other guys I'm sure we've lost. Like we lost Lions veteran Tracy Walker. That sucked to have to cut him, but he wasn't performing like he used to. But, as it goes. But I loved Tracy Walker for a long time. But yeah, I gotta give the Lions just I guess a B+ as well, because pretty similar to the Bears.
Honestly, I'm a little more similar to the Chiefs, to be honest. Keeping pieces there and just maybe adding a few more new ones than the Chiefs did. So I give them like an A-.
Well, I'm sorry. I'll keep
Go
it the same
Detroit.
just so it doesn't seem like I'm biased.
Nah, bro, let them know.
Um,
I'm just kidding.
I mean, I am biased, but it's just like
Gotta love your home place, man.
just gotta be.
Everybody like that.
Just trying to be fair, you know what I mean?
Everybody, people. as
But
Logic
on
said.
to the Packers, who normally don't have many free agency moves and pickups. They have more than. They have a small amount, but I think they have more moves than they normally do. Because the Packers, they don't really sign guys, right? They don't normally draft guys, or that kind of stuff. The dudes that they normally do sign are kind of maybe past their prime or not the. I don't know. Not
Ideal
necessarily-
candidates.
Yeah. So they did sign Josh Jacobs
That's a good move.
to a 4-year, $48 million deal. And most of the money is in the first year, so they can basically cut them after this year, so it's a good contract for them. They signed Xavier McKinney from the Giants as well. I forgot to mention that the Giants lost as well. Their safety, one of the best in the league, Xavier McKinney. If you don't know him, probably because he was on the Giants. So, $68 million contract.
Oof.
25 of it in year one. But these other guys, they mostly just re-signed. They re-signed A.J. Dillon and their returner Keeson Nixon, who didn't really get a whole lot of action this year because the kickoffs really weren't a thing this year.
No.
But I think they're trying to go back to regular kickoffs, so that'll be nice. Packers, I'll just give them, I guess, a C+, B-.
Yeah, give him a C+.
Because they basically just traded Aaron Jones for Josh Jacobs and then got some safety help.
Yep.
So, Vikings, though. Yikes. You lost Kirk.
You did.
That's tough. Because even if Kirk wasn't going to be the same quarterback coming off the Achilles,
He was going to be a quarterback.
yeah, it's probably still going to be better than what Sam Darnold's going to be offering you.
Oh. Gotta love
And
Samuel.
I'm not sure what the Pastronaut's contract was. You know, Josh Dobbs. I don't know if he's still there. He could be a free agent. I'm not sure. I don't know what their quarterback room's going to look like. I'm not going to complain about any of it, though, because division rivals and I ain't going to lie, a lot of Vikings fans, some of y'all are some
Some fucking assholes.
yeah, y'all, Lions, man, we've had our greatest season ever in the history of the Lions. We've literally never had a season with 13 wins as a franchise, and y'all couldn't handle it as fans. Y'all talk crazy about us. It's like we are just trying to have some fun,
We're just trying to play, dog.
and
Come
some
on.
of y'all were just coming for the throat against us like we're the Packers in the division or something. It's like, we understand the hate towards the Packers. They beat up on everybody in this division and win Super Bowls.
And
Something all
Aaron
of us don't
Rodgers
do.
and Brett Favre were talking a little bit nonsense.
I mean-
they're home lonely.
And the Bears have a Super Bowl one that they won in '85, and that's their only one. And the Vikings went to 4 and lost all of them.
4 and
The
lost
Packers are the
every-
only one in this division that has any sort of Super Bowl bragging
any
rights.
damn gold. And the one person who got the gold, or the two people who got the gold, ain't even there for him
So
no more.
let's just take a truce between Vikings and Bears and Lions fans, eh? And just hate on Packers, because
Yeah.
what?
We don't need to care about Jordan Love. We can give our love to Sam Darnold, and we give our love to Jared Goff, our savior.
Yeah,
To go. He'll sign your sins.
Listen,
He'll
guys.
sign your sins.
Listen, guys. We don't gotta hate each other. Just hate the Packers.
Don't hate.
Cheeseheads suck.
appreciate, dog.
'Cause I'm tired of seeing cheese.
Yeah. It's sad when your own father gets a cheese necklace walking around the house talking about you lost in a bet with me. I'm like, no, man, Detroit shouldn't have lost that Thanksgiving game.
We just can't win on Thanksgiving, I swear. It sucks. even our best year and ever, we can't win on Thanksgiving.
Hey, think about it like this though. I take them 2 damn playoff wins over Thanksgiving this year.
Yeah,
Get us next year, Detroit. Come on.
I will agree with that. I'll take the playoff wins over the Thanksgiving win because at least we get Thanksgiving
Special
every year.
TinCan podcast if the Lions win Thanksgiving next year. Dropping same night.
I don't know about all of that.
We'll figure
wait
something
till
out.
we get to that.
We'll see what happens.
We
got a few more fake summers here up in Michigan before that.
we got a long time before that. We got a whole baseball season and basketball playoffs. But on to the Vikings off season. Other than losing Kirk Cousins, they signed a bunch of guys that I'm gonna be honest, I do not know.
Yeah, just a lot of filler. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah,
Guess you gotta have a 53
I could
man
name
roster.
these guys. I could name these guys, but to be honest, only the football real guys are gonna know
The
these guys.
know-it-alls.
Yeah.
They'll know what's good.
The only ones that I can name is Sam Darnold and Aaron Jones. That's
a person from within the division, and the other one was just kind of sitting there not doing much.
Yeah.
With the Panthers, I think.
No, Darnold was on
Yeah, I can't remember where
Niners.
he was at. He was on that Niners team.
Yeah.
So you almost got a false ring. Patrick Mahomes said no. You don't deserve that, Brody.
There's some people that have faith in Darnold again though for the sole reason that he never really had. There's rumors out there that people have been saying that he never really got to learn an NFL style offense, and so he went to the Niners and learned the NFL style offense, and now he's going to get another starting job with the Vikings, and we'll see. Who knows?
Kind of a project
Who knows?
in the works. He could
There's
work
worse
out.
places he could go because he got Justin Jefferson to throw the damn ball to.
I mean,
so.
look at Brock Purdy. I ain't gonna say he was nothing too special, and San Francisco made him look like he was sitting home.
But if I'm gonna be honest, Vikings, I gotta give you a D on the free agency because if I was you, I would have re-signed Kirk.
Keep the peace. Give you a D plus, C minus, just out of respect. Just don't hate us no more, please.
Ironically, the next team is the Falcons.
Mm.
So Kirk Cousins, their addition.
Yep. R.I.P. Desmond Ritter. I had faith in you, bro. R.I.P.
Yeah.
The faith is gone.
Gone. He got traded.
The faith is gone, sir.
I'm not even sure where he got traded.
Dude,
I'm
he
sure
could
I'll
have
see
thrown
it.
so many more to Kyle Pitts, and he didn't. Kyle Pitts, if you're hearing this, you are a great tight end. Don't be down about that. You got plenty of bright years ahead of you, brother.
I'm not gonna hate on players too much on on-field play. I'm just gonna say if you did good or bad, mostly because
We can't really say Desmond did great.
I'm sitting here in a room with a mic talking about these guys getting paid millions of dollars. So I mean, how much can I really say?
Yeah,
But
I'm not gonna say you're the worst thing since sliced cheese or nothing.
It's still not gonna stop me talking about it because I'm still a fan of the sport.
Mm-hmm.
So I know my place, but I'm still gonna talk about him.
I wish you luck, Desmond. That's all I can say, bro. But Kyle Pitts did get a little bit of the bad end of that stick.
He's probably not it. Let's just Desmond's probably not it.
Come on, what if he goes and turns into the next coming of Terry Bradshaw or something?
Listen, no.
I don't want to say it either. The part about Desmond Ritter that gets me is he don't know whether to run or to throw ever, I swear. He's just kind of in emotion.
He looks scared.
I don't want to call you scared, bro.
Hey, all right. Kirk Cousins.
Kirk
Addition.
Well, losing Calvin too wasn't that great.
Who?
Calvin Ridley.
I don't even know. He's been gone for a minute. He got suspended from that gambling thing, and they just got rid of his ass.
That was the 16. Well, no, he had a whole season suspension, didn't he?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I forgot about that.
He's been gone for a minute.
Shout out J-Mo, who only got the 8 games because he wasn't betting in the stadium. Pimp.
It's only 6 games, actually.
Let's go. It's only 6, actually. That was smooth. Oh, man. But, yeah, if we're talking about the Falcons and they're going to do.
They got Ray McLeod.
That's not bad.
So, wide receiver help a little bit.
I mean, I think Kurt K is going to do what I think. He's going to let that ball fly.
They signed Darnell Mooney. Another wide receiver. They got Rindell Moore. They traded for it.
What's the back situation looking for right now?
Who?
What's the running back situation?
They got, I think 2 guys. They got Bijan and they got
is Cordell? No.
Algiers.
Oh, I don't think Cordell's still floating around. I think he left last year.
I'm not sure where Cordell Patterson's at.
If he's still playing, he's been around for a minute.
Yeah,
Shout out Boy when he was back on the Patriots. OG.
He's been around.
Yeah, if he wanted to ride off into sunset, I ain't gonna say he's a bad man for that.
He's, I think, over 30 now, so it's around retirement age now.
And he
for football players.
From switching positions too, right? Didn't he go from wide receiver to a running back?
Well, he went wide receiver, running back, special teams. He just played whatever they needed him to play. He's fast as hell.
Shout out a real journeyman.
Yeah. Like, hey, do what you do. You gotta get paid.
So Bijan though being there, I mean, Kirk Cousins plays best when he has a good running back with him. No offense, I think he could get it done either way, but just
I think
with
most quarterbacks do.
I mean, some. You didn't really need a good one around Tom. Honestly, you don't really need a good one around Pat.
Yeah, you did. Most of the time, you needed a running back. Pat, you got Pacheco.
I mean, yeah, but before Pacheco, there wasn't much work in there.
Yeah, but
that was Edwards, Clyde Edwards.
Yeah, it was a pass-happy offense, though.
Clyde Edwards did work in there. He got a lot of receiving yards.
You can get in trouble in those pass-happy offenses that we've seen.
Oh, yeah.
Because you can,
But if we're talking about Mahomes, we got to say he a different breed. He can just kind of get on when the game's on.
We're talking about Mahomes. That's different.
We're talking about Kirk Cousins right now, who's coming off an ACL tear.
I mean, the Mahomes level is a different level of quarterback.
Oh yeah, you're sitting on look at, he's in the corner for a reason.
Yeah, I mean,
sitting on a different pedestal.
It doesn't belong in the same category as the really good quarterbacks.
Nah, we shouldn't be mentioning him around the guys even Josh Allen.
Kirk and him are just not. They're both great at quarterbacking.
Oh,
one's just much better.
One just hones in. Not to say though that the other one wasn't on teams where he wasn't given much before. The Redskins back in days. Shout out when it was that. Now it's not. I'm native. We're good.
I don't care.
So when you had him there, he really didn't have many pieces. Just like RG3, who kind of just played there. Really, they didn't have much to throw to.
It's funny, because Kirk is the same draft class as RG3.
That is hilarious to think about too. That he took Robert Griffin's job.
Yeah, they drafted 2 quarterbacks that same year.
Might be talking about what's happening right now with who did we say? Trevor Lawrence and Mac Jones.
But this time they actually did the same year on the same team. They didn't have to trade for him later on. But Kirk Cousins is basically that Ray McLeod and Rondale Moore with the trade to get Desmond to Arizona. That's where Desmond went.
Desmond went to the Cardinals, so there with Kyler Murray and
he is back up.
Dude, if Kyler's even gonna be there, I could see him getting kicked here soon.
I doubt it. That's about the only thing that's gonna sell them tickets right now.
Do you think it's just injuries with him though, or do you think he's really just not?
I think he's fine. He had a long time to come back from injury last year, but I don't think he had a reason to rush coming back last year. What were they competing for? I mean, you're in a division with the Niners, Seahawks, and the Rams, all of which have much better rosters than you actively right now.
All of which have, honestly, don't want to say it, much better quarterbacks too.
I wouldn't say quarterbacks because
Seattle. I'm saying Matthew Stafford over him all day. That's just me. Stafford.
Currently, yeah, I guess you could say that.
And then
we'll see.
What's the other team in there? You said Carolina, right?
The only reason I say Kyler might be better than him right now is just because the adding running ability that he brings, and Stafford just doesn't bring that anymore.
No,
he's just too slow.
I would say that.
Too old. But Kirk again. It's kind of plug and play for the Falcons. I guess I'll just give him a B because you spent $180 million on Kirk, so I can't blame you on basically not having any more signings.
For your money spent and the fact that you showed effort, I will do one more than my boy Justin and give you a B+.
Yeah.
I hope it works out. If it doesn't, you guys probably shouldn't have dumped $180 million.
Well, I've seen a lot of people say this. Kirk Cousins has never made anybody regret the contract that they signed.
Never made them regret, but has he made them joyful for that contract? I've never heard nobody rejoicing over Kirk Cousins signing, but I've never heard nobody.
You're competitive when you have Kirk.
You are definitely thrown into that competitive aspect because Kirk Cousins ain't just gonna lie over for any team.
At least when you watch your team, you know you're playing for something. There's a chance.
At least you know Mac Jones ain't gonna be there to throw an interception and get face palmed down by Chandler Jones to end your season. At least you know that ain't happening. He just throw the ball out.
All right. On to the Panthers.
Oh,
Panthers. Man.
no Sam Darnold, or no, he wasn't even there last. So no.
You gave your brand new head coach like 8-10 games in the season. My Lions beat the shit out of them in the early season. Panthers, man.
Bryce Hall, what's your call, man? What is it?
I can't even get mad at Bryce Hall because this team is just
This team is
mess.
a shit show.
It's a mess.
Talking about the damn curtains falling off and there ain't being nothing behind it.
Yeah, I mean, they traded for Deontay Johnson, so they got a little bit wide receiver help, I guess.
I mean, that's not too much considering he's still learning. He's not going to be a person who's just going to come in and change your organization unless he is that generational talent.
I don't know if he's that.
He's just going to be someone who's going to be there to pick up the pieces of debris that are crumbled down from your house breaking.
Yeah, they got safety Jordan Fuller. It's all right, I guess.
And I don't even want to say nothing, but I was a really proud person when they had Sam Darnold the first time and they drafted him. I was thinking, like, hey, this team might not be horrible.
The Jets drafted him, but they picked him up after.
Yeah, when they got Sam Darnold, my bad, not drafted him. But they pretty much did this to me. They had a tarp over a house that was built brand new, and they pulled that tarp over and the house collapsed.
See, the problem is like teams like the Panthers, when they have a generational quarterback like Cam Newton, they have a tough time to accept the fact when they're done with that quarterback to just tear it down
and then go from and
start over.
That's when you get guys like DJ Moore showing that he's great, and then they get traded.
Because they didn't do that right away. Because they still had DJ Moore, they still had Christian McCaffrey, they still had a couple of guys on defense.
And they let them go bad.
They run their years up doing basically nothing for this franchise.
Got Christian hurt. He tore what the hell?
I mean, he got him hurt a couple times. It's like
just inconsistent with him because you didn't have nobody there who could handle.
You could just trade these guys away earlier or cut them earlier.
Yep. And as for the coach,
speed up the process of getting back to the bottom so you can get back to the top, because that's the way it works in football. You have to bottom out before you can go back up. As a Lions fan, we know all too well because the Lions do it pretty often. They go, woo.
Well, I'm gonna say it like this.
It's like a wave.
There's a big thing when you take a coach and you're going to give him something, right? This man got signed for X amount of years when he was first on. But to be cut after 10 games to ruin his
that's
career.
Just bullshit.
Think about this. If your husband don't take the trash out in your house, you don't just kick him out that day. You tell him do it next time. We beat their ass and essentially they said, hey, bruh, you gotta go.
Like, the thing is...
So now you have someone there who don't even know what was there to begin with.
I think the Panthers might have the new Jerry Jones owner.
Oh,
because this guy Dave Tepper, all I hear about is
we're gonna do it.
Is negative things from him. Because I mean, he's literally
in your own organization.
I mean, he's just a bad guy. I mean, there's literally.
Oh no! I thought you meant he was mentioning bad things about his own team, which I could have seen it.
I wouldn't doubt it.
Carolina, you guys got a lot to do.
But and he literally took a cup of water and threw it on a fan at a game last year.
You're a fucking billionaire. What are you doing?
There's video of it online. You could see him just take his cup of water and just throw it at a fan out in the crowd and from his suite.
I'll be honest, bro. If you'd have done that to me, I might have had to get you.
I mean, they fined him a whole lot of money. The NFL. So I mean, it was basically chump change for him, but it was a lot of money.
He deserved every bit of it and then some.
Yeah.
You know, that fan paid money to come see your organization.
Yeah.
You're gonna throw water at him for paying you?
I don't know if it was a Panthers fan, but it was an NFL fan.
It's like going to buy a pack of cigarettes and then someone throws the money at you. They give it back to you.
Yeah, he doesn't seem like a nice guy. He seems like because. It seemed like he's like over the shoulder of the coach, not letting the coach actually coach like Jerry Jones does.
Yep.
So,
just like the clapper.
I don't know how good of a chance Frank Reich actually had to even coach his team last year.
Considering
we won't really actually know, considering he got fired so quickly.
I think it's just like the Commanders and how they don't want to change up their fucking logos and stuff. Yeah. They're out here just like, oh, it's fine, it's what it is. Don't say that. You should always be, as a head organization leader, trying to make better.
You got teams that don't make changes, and then you got teams that make too many changes.
Yeah. And then you got the happy balance, and those are the guys usually winning.
Yeah.
Like, I'm sorry to say it, but the Chiefs, they never do too much when it comes to signings, and they never do too little. They do enough.
Yeah, like the Panthers.
What are you going to do? Go
no
all in on
reason at all to fire your head coach this season. None.
Yeah.
You can. I guess the only reason you can is if you are dreadfully awful and you lose every single game. They did not lose every single game.
Biggest question is, how do you even go all in with what you have? You don't have
your number
nothing.
one wide receiver is Adam Thielen going into the season,
who is a veteran, who is like
is way past his prime.
He might be good to catch you 2 10-yard and then touchdowns every couple
He's not even
5
a big
games.
threat. He's not even a big target.
No, he's only. And here's my thing with Adam Thielen. It's always been this. He'll get you them couple yards, but he is really good in that red zone. Your team can't make it to the red zone. What's he doing for you?
Yeah, I mean,
Bryce Hall can't just run the ball down to the red zone. He has to throw it to someone.
Bryce Young was just.
Bryce
Young had some good throws when I seen him play against the Lions. Like, I don't think he's bad. He's just on a really bad team. He was running for his life against the Lions, and the Lions really only got Aiden Hutchinson.
Yeah. Hey, put down. That boy get a pick too and do anything.
Yeah, but
love you, Aiden.
There's a couple. There's not like we got a couple of guys in the D line, but there's not like huge names that there should be given so much pressure on Bryce Young every single down to a point where he can't even make normal reads. So it's tough. The Panthers are just a mess. I'm just gonna give you an F just because.
Failure.
I mean, you're just a mess. I mean, we went over it. There's nothing more I could say on that, really.
Get yourselves right, guys.
Saints.
Oh.
Another team that's just. What are we doing?
Where's Jameis Winston?
What are we doing?
Yep.
Who's your quarterback?
And he takes.
Oh yeah, that's right. It's Derek Carr. Spent a whole bunch of money on him.
Oh,
that worked out. We're way over the cap every single year. What are we doing? This is another team. Drew Brees goes.
Did they just lose
bottom out? Just bottom out. You know what I'm saying?
Take the L.
Just keep signing guys. Keep signing guys. Keep signing extensions.
And you want to hear the worst part for them too is that they've got that taste. They got a Super Bowl from Brees, so they don't want to let go. The let go for them will be hard.
And it was so long ago, though. That's the thing. It doesn't make sense.
I don't want to front either. It might be hard for them too, considering like what that Super Bowl meant to that city. That Super Bowl meant to the whole state of Louisiana.
This is their off season so far. They signed Nathan Peterman. They signed DeMario Davis.
Take a Patriots third string right there.
They signed Chase Young, who I think at this point we've all seen clips of him in the playoffs against the Lions, literally taking a playoff as fucking Jahmyr Gibbs take the touchdown run into the end zone. I mean, he literally could have tackled Jahmyr Gibbs. He was like 2 feet from him, and he just is jogging. And you sign him for $13 million. There's a reason he didn't get signed until yesterday in free agency, because he's not that wanted, and he doesn't try that hard. And there's a reason he also got traded from Washington for barely nothing.
Yeah. Reese Montez Sweat went for a lot more.
Yes. Montez Sweat is way better player.
Way better.
And that's what I'm worried because he's on the Bears.
Yep.
I would have much rather had them trade for Chase Young.
There was a point in time when him and Chase, they did play together for a little bit. There was a point in time where them ends were pretty good together. I even got Montez Sweat that year in Madden.
Sweat doing most of the work.
Oh yeah, that's why he had the 93 card in Madden. Not Chase Young.
Well, they Saints. They re-signed Tyrann Mathieu. I like Tyrann Mathieu, but he's a big contract.
Honey badger, bro. But Jesus Christ.
He's a big contract, and he's older. Like, this guy can go to a different team that's probably on a better track to win. He's not going to say no to this money. He's like, I got a Super Bowl with the Chiefs. I don't care. You know? I mean, he's going to take that money. But, again, Saints, I'm giving you an F just because what are you doing? Do you honestly think you're taking this roster this year into a Super Bowl run next year? Honestly.
Derek Carr ain't taking nothing, dog. I'm sorry.
I mean, you're building a roster like you're going into a playoff run.
The most consistent thing with Derek Carr is that he gets in a car every day.
It doesn't make sense to me because, in my opinion right now, it's the Falcons' division to lose with Kirk Cousins. It's between it's them and the Tampa.
I like the Rams still. I always like Cooper. He
They're
came
not.
in
They're
pretty
not in
hot
this
at the end of
division.
the
You got Panthers.
Oh yeah, wait.
Panthers, Bucks. Panthers, Bucks, Falcons, Saints. That's their division.
Packers, Bucks, Falcons, Saints.
Yeah. So it's my opinion. It's Buccaneers and Falcons division to fight for. Panthers,
Carolina
Saints.
ain't coming for
Panthers,
that.
Saints are just a mess.
Orioles definitely ain't coming for that.
Buccaneers. I mean, again, another bunch of veterans that they re-signed from the Super Bowl team, kind of just holding on. I don't blame them.
With Baker being in there, that's not bad.
Yeah, they re-signed him.
You signed out Baker's good.
See, Tampa's quietly one of the more well-run organizations in the league.
Here's my thing: if you let Baker Mayfield work, he usually is going to work pretty good. It looked like in Cleveland. It still looks like it now. He was in the playoffs. And staying that compared to Cleveland, who spent much more money and didn't make the playoffs really. Well, did, but got bounced, first round?
Yeah. I mean, Tampa's a quietly well-run team, like organization. They normally, in the past 15, 20 years, they generally don't have the quarterback situation situated for a long period of time. You know, they just kind of just go through guys at quarterback. That's the only problem. They normally have a good roster, you know?
And Baker's trying to find a home, though. I like it.
I mean, you're signed for 3 years, $100 million, so.
It's consistency. I mean, look at it like this. They were consistent with Jameis. He didn't work out. Consistent with Brady. He worked out great. Got you your bowl. Now you can be consistent with Baker, and hopefully, if you build around him right, that 3-year contract turns into a 5-year extension, and he's running your helm.
I mean,
that's the prayer.
Well, hopefully is I think coming from they can get some rookies in here and fill in some of their gaps from some of their guys that are aging now, because, you know.
I'd say too that people at the tight end, they got a couple older tight ends. I don't know if Cameron Brate's still there, but he was there last time I seen. That's a little bit too much. He might.
I know they got Chase Edmonds re-signed, Mike Evans re-signed. We got a bunch of re-signings.
That's good. That was good.
Levante David re-signed. Bryce Hall, corner.
The linebackers are important.
Signs. So that's to replace Carlson Davis. So it looks like Jordan Whitehead signs.
That's a good pick.
Antoine Renfield Jr. gets the franchise tag. So
These are good.
They didn't make a whole lot of moves, but
your secondary solid actually right now.
Yeah, they've always been solid defensively.
I'm not even gonna say solid though, considering you got Levante David back, you got Antoine Winfield, and you got who's old boy, other safety. What the hell? You just said him.
Jordan Whitehead.
Considering you got that, you're pretty deep on defense. I'd give him like a damn B+.
Yeah, I mean, they re-signed Mike Evans and Baker.
They pretty much ran it. That's that mindset. Like the Chiefs, sign all your good guys back and bring in some new additions that are going to help.
Yeah, Mike Evans is also like one of the most quietly greatest receivers of all time. I mean,
pretty much.
Look up his stats.
Yeah.
He has not had a single season under 1,000 receiving yards, and he's played for, I think, over 10 years. I mean, there's not many receivers in the NFL history that have done the things that Mike Evans has done.
Baker gets in that damn Joe Montana. Jerry Rice might be looking at some stats getting took from him.
Yeah. All right.
Watch out.
Onto a team that's probably going to be going.
You didn't give your grade.
Going into. I did.
What'd you say? B+ too? I said B+.
Yeah, so like a B+.
Go Bucks.
But Cardinals, they're in weird spot.
You kept Kyler,
they kind of ate last season because the roster's down and Kyler wasn't fully healthy. So last year's kind of a throwaway year.
You gave Josh Dobbs some damn credit. He got a signing.
Got some trade for him.
Got some money for him. He made that man some guap. Good people.
They trade him to the Vikings because
once Kyler went down, they kind of knew it wasn't really going to be. At that point,
Kyler just didn't start the season. That was the problem.
Well, he was already injured into start.
Yeah, because he had the ACL.
Oh, at the end of that, he tore on the end of the season before coming in.
Yeah, it was really late.
So what? It was the first 5 games or some shit, wasn't it? Or 6?
Something like that, because they still were able to trade away Dobbs to the Vikings.
Well, Dobbs had a stellar start when he was playing. He
beat Cowboys.
Beat the fucking boys and them shit. Listen, Cowboys in the playoffs now. That's not the same team.
Yeah.
We're not even gonna start that debate right now. I think the same squad. That squad is on drugs or something.
They just forget what football is or something. I don't know.
Sorry to mention your team on drugs, Jerry, but fuck, you guys can't do much in the playoffs.
But there's not much I can really say here about Cardinals other than they got Desmond Ritter, which is not a big deal.
That's just someone who's going to be behind Kyler probably.
Yeah. We got Sean Murphy Bunting to a 3-year contract, so that's a decent corner.
Did they extend Ertz or let him ride?
No, he's gone.
Yeah.
He went somewhere else that I just didn't say because, I mean, Ertz is so...
Funny fact with Mr. Ertz, I have beef with him all the way dating back to Nick Foles and gang. I'll never forgive you, man.
He's on Washington now.
Good job. I still ain't forgiving you for that shit. Go to Washington with that goofy logo and goofy name, goofy color scheme.
Yeah. Yeah.
It makes sense he'd go to another team where red's the primary color, considering he left the Cardinals.
Yeah, I'll just give the Cardinals a C. I mean, they just had a bunch of average.
I give him a C minus. Honestly, I don't think that Desmond Ritter one was really too great. It's
just
good backup, I guess, but what are you gonna do? That man could have probably went somewhere else.
Just a bunch of average moves. Rams, they signed 1-year deal to Garoppolo.
We gotta shout out the biggest tragedy in that team. R.I.P. What a career.
Oh, Donald.
I want to say
that's a big loss.
Aaron Donald, you have nothing to be ashamed of, man. You played a great career. Don't get me wrong. We all wish you could have played a little more, but at
best
the same
defensive
time,
tackle of all time.
Yeah. You go ride and have a good time, bro. Do something cool with your life. Whatever you want. Young age, too. What, 34 or something? 33?
I don't even think he's that old. I think he's like 32, 33.
That's crazy. At 32, bro, you should start rapping.
He can do whatever he wants.
Go crazy, Aaron. Make sure to show some support to your team, though. Them Rams had a lot of faith in you, bro, all them years.
Aaron Donald. He is 32. He will be 33 in May.
Hey, when's his birthday?
23rd.
Damn. Shout out, Aaron. Sharing a birthday month with the boy.
But Rams, they signed Jimmy Garoppolo, re-signed DeMarcus Robinson, wide receivers, signed Colby Parkinson, tight end.
Okay.
They signed our guy Jonah Jackson, former Lion.
Sorry, bro.
Guard to a $51 million deal. Go get your money. Don't blame you.
Get your money. Get your money right, bro. We gonna be doing it over here, though. If you ever want to come back, say hi. Just know. We liked you.
What?
You wasn't talking a whole bunch of junk like Gardner Johnson.
If I'm going to be honest, they really only did sign, I guess, Jonah Jackson on this because Garoppolo's not starting. And Colby Parkinson's other second. So I guess just a C.
C plus.
C plus for Jonah Jackson.
They didn't lose a lot of people, at least.
Yeah.
That's been the common theme of this free agency is a lot of people not losing many except for the big hits. Them ones hurt.
Oh, here's Josh Dobbs. Found him. Niners. Josh Dobbs goes to the Niners.
Well, just know if Purdy ain't doing it, you got a man with no hair on him who will definitely ball.
I don't think Purdy's job's in jeopardy anymore, to be honest.
Nah, yeah. I mean, at this point, you just kind of know your team's going to do whatever with the quarterback that's there.
I don't.
Look at Jimmy G going to be a backup right now, and he was that Super Bowl pitcher a couple years ago.
I only think they got him just because he's a guy that you could kind of plug and play, and I think Purdy's kind of a small guy that can get hit and get hurt, so there is that chance. I mean, we already seen it happen in last year's playoff, so I mean, it's more or less, I guess, an insurance to get Dobbs rather than
low policy.
Yeah, I mean, we saw what he could do in the starting role last year. And looks like a lot of these Niners guys, I don't really know. They re-signed John Feliciano, okay offensive lineman. Chris Conley is re-signed. Leonard Floyd signs here. But yeah, not much. They lost Chase Young. Big whoop.
Big whoop. Sorry, Chase. He just ain't great. No offense.
I mean, sorry. You gotta show some effort in the conference championship game.
Yeah.
Against my Lions, you can't let Gibby run past you like a little
kid,
speed freak.
Yeah, he's out here.
All right, I'll take it when you let him get a touchdown. But man, that looks bad on you. I'll say that.
You definitely ain't making your resume.
Yeah.
Any clear with that one.
Yeah, Niners free agency, I guess, is just a C. Yeah.
C flat.
And to finish it out with the Seattle Seahawks, who traded for Sam Howell. So.
Good job.
So now they got.
Shout out before though, one of the greatest coaches of all time.
Oh,
Pete. We'll
Mr.
love
Pete.
to see where you go.
Well, he's just a
Not even
consultant.
Pete. I'm talking about the Seahawks. We'll love to see where you go with the coaching.
Yeah.
Made it sound like we'll love to see where Pete Carroll goes.
Yeah. I mean, he's just,
already went. Damn it.
Yeah. I mean, he's just a consultant for them now. He might get another job in the future. We'll see. I don't know.
Here's one thing I want to see with that man, because I know he's not the flashiest person, but I'm gonna say it like this: Pete Carroll, fly dude. I want to see him out there in some damn sunglasses with his ring on one of these days, just chilling.
He's not gonna be doing all that.
Oh come on, man.
He's not nothing like that.
Just know if I ever see you, bruh, I get you a drink on me. Pull the ring out.
It looks like they traded for Sam Howell.
That's about it.
Signed Noah Fant.
That's a good signing. Good
signed Leonard Williams.
Another good signing. Good defensive player.
And I guess two big guys they got lost are I think the Lions should take a look at is Quandre Diggs, who they cut, former Lion, who we traded to them.
And who did pretty solid, honestly, over there.
Yeah, incredible.
I think you should come back, bro.
And Jamal Adams also got cut. So that's their losses.
Jamal Adams would be a beautiful safety pickup for somebody. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see where they goes.
Especially from them Jets days, he showed he was good on a really bad team.
He hasn't really been good since then. That's the problem, because
hey,
he was kind of a bust for Seattle.
I think if you put him on another team where he ain't gonna have a lot.
He's gotta stay healthy. He just can't stay healthy right now. That's the problem.
Jamal Adams works like this for me. He's the kind of guy who do a lot of work when there's not as much people there to provide for him. When he sees that he has to be the one, he can be it. But when he sees that there's some help and some little bit of, take the tension off.
I'm not saying he's not a good player.
Oh no, I'm not saying that either. I just think that he needs to find that he kind of needs to get back to that that hunger. He needs that hunger again.
Yeah.
He kind of felt with Seattle that they were a little bit of a better organization than Detroit, and kind of just, or not Detroit, Jets, and just kind of,
All right, let's see. Did I miss anything in here? I don't know if I did. I think we got it, mostly everything.
We had it.
Yeah, just talk about Quandre Diggs back to Lions.
Come on, bro. We want you. Just know it.
Yeah, I think other than giving Seattle a grade of just, I guess, another average grade, because
give them a C.
Yeah.
And that's how we end that.
I think C is not to be looked at as a bad grade. I think, like I said, just average.
Just average. Don't think about that as we're saying, your team's not great. We're just saying that you really kind of stayed where you were. And if that was good last season, it was. If it wasn't, do something later. It's up to you.
If you didn't add anybody, how can I give you a higher grade?
Yeah, I can't say you're better.
Yeah, I mean, we're just basically judging off of free agent moves alone, I guess.
Yeah, this is really strictly on that. We did our rankings. We already said what we think about teams for the season, what they're going to be, what they did last season. We'll get into the new one when that comes.
But now, moving forward, we got the draft, which is going to be coming up in about a month. Yeah, in Detroit.
Shout out to me.
I ain't going, because it's just going to be an absolute
It's
chaos.
going to be a shit show, but it's going to be funny to watch the aftermath on TikTok.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
The amount of buffs that the NFL is going to see this year. Nuts.
I think everybody knows now. Fields being traded. Caleb Williams is one. I don't think it's any debate.
No question.
Now, the question goes is, because you got Penix, Daniels, May, Nix, and McCarthy after that. And I don't think anybody has any single idea on where. I don't think anybody has a universal opinion on who is 2 through 5 or 2 through 6 on those guys. Everyone's pretty universal on Caleb Williams being.
This is one of the more mixed bags drafts we came into in a minute. It's pretty mixed bag.
I mean,
You
the
could
funny
get some
thing
great
is,
stuff out. You could get some stuff that might not be good.
the funny thing is probably only one of these guys is going to be ended up good, even including Caleb Williams.
Yeah. You're going to see one pop out and then a couple guys who are some game managers maybe.
And we might not even see that. We might even see some
Bust.
Zach Wilsons.
Here's what I'll say. If you are a team in that top 3, you might want to consider trade down.
It depends on who you are.
Unless you're taking your one spot, and if it's not Caleb Williams, I can't really give an opinion if I agree with you, not or yet. Not now or later.
For the first round, I think the Lions, they're picking late.
Very late.
So they're not going to have the top picks. We don't need a receiver. We don't really need offensive help. Offensive line, we kind of beefed up this year. I would probably like offensive line later in the draft, just to just in case, because you can't, in my opinion, just keep picking offensive linemen every single year, every single draft. You basically have a guy. You basically always have a line, in my opinion.
You have someone who's about to put some pressure on.
Yeah, you just need a line in the league, in my opinion. You need an offensive line. At least the Lions do. And that's the way.
Worst enemy is time.
Yeah.
That's the worst enemy of the QB. If you can get him more of that, you're helping him anyway.
Yeah. Dan Campbell likes the trenches, likes the offensive line, so I'm pretty sure that's the way he likes to build his team. So I would like to, see him just more offensive line all the time. D-line help would be good, but we got DJ Reader, so I'm not too worried about that anymore. Rookie corners worry me.
Yeah, I'd say if I'm going to keep it a buck with Detroit this season, just because of how far you went back in the draft, I think you got to take someone. I think you take someone like a receiver help, maybe. Just
maybe, but it's like the thing is, Williams has to take a step to be better than just a street guy.
Jameson, though, if he can get that down, he could turn into someone like Michael Thomas, I think.
He's got insane speed. But if you can't really get open and catch the ball in all these places, you can only be really used in so many different ways.
Well, that's the difference between a streak and a route. You got to think you can just put that full blast on the whole way, go straight down. When you run that route, if you're full blast cutting in, you could cut up 5 yards too soon and not know, or 5 yards too late and not know.
Yeah, you just look at a guy like St. Brown. St. Brown's clearly the best guy on the team receiving wise.
And he is shifty.
And he's not that fast.
No, but he will shift through you and fucking get open. And if he's not open, be damned if you're taking that ball out of his hands sometimes, because he will just take it from you.
Strong hands.
I've seen this man literally take balls that were supposed to be picked off, and he makes it a reception.
That's why I kind of like Josh Reynolds, just kind of a little bit more than Williams at times, because Reynolds can run the middle routes and run the mid.
He just gets bad on the coverage when it gets deep. He can't really get in front of a defender as easy when he's deeper. But it's because he's just, a little shorter.
And most people are only going to remember him for the drops and all those things. The last game of the year, and it's like, if you watched us the entire year,
we would not
even gotten to the point where we gotten to without Josh Reynolds, because he played so many crucial points in the season on third down, second downs, making those same type plays. It sucks that he drops those balls. Am I gonna lose my mind at the time? Yes. Am I gonna hold a grudge against the guy? No.
I'm not gonna tell you 5 years from the fact you should have caught that ball in the NFC Championship game, dog. No.
Were they perfect balls that were even thrown to him? No, either. But it's tough because I don't know. I'm not gonna get too mad at him. But again, Lions first round draft pick. I think. I don't know. Probably a linebacker or something, like an edge rusher linebacker or something.
Don't go out there and try to draft a damn quarterback or nothing. Don't go out there and try to draft a running back.
We drafted our quarterback last year.
That's fair.
We got Hendon Hooker, and he's kind of older or whatnot. He's just. I don't think we're going to worry about quarterback for a minute, for at least another 2 more years, because we have to re-sign Goff this coming year. So, we got that to worry about. We'll see how that goes. That'll be interesting, because my money is leaning towards Goff staying and signing the contract. But I mean, if he has a god awful year, we do terrible this year. I mean, who knows?
You don't know shit if we do terrible, but I don't think that's happening.
Yeah, I mean, it'll be tough to.
A lot of pride here in Detroit, dog.
I mean, who knows? Things can happen quick in football. Things will happen real quick.
All I'm saying is, if you're drafting this year, just make sure you draft good, because you could get some things you don't want.
All right. Well, finally, we'll move on to something that we can get some more answers to pretty quickly, considering we're 2 days away from the start of that's March Madness. And
bracket time.
Yeah. Frank over here and me are
too partaking in college. We know
college basketball, in my opinion, right now is kind of lacking, since all these different avenues to get to the NBA now. You don't have to play college basketball necessarily, so it really, a lot of the top prospects and top players don't even come from college basketball anymore.
They come from just wherever.
They come from overseas. They come from Australia. I don't even see the guys half the time that come into the league. So it's tough for me, because I used to like to watch college basketball and get an idea of who's going to be going to the NBA and becoming the next guys. And the last real time I was really watching this guy's, I guess, Zion Williamson's time in the college basketball.
For me, it was more like Trey Burke era, and I was really happy with him until he went to Utah.
That was back when Michigan was actually decent.
Yep. Oh, yeah. They just letting anyone in these tournaments nowadays.
Well, I mean,
no offense, Michigan, but y'all need to get your shit together.
I mean, Juwan Howard's out, thank God. So, there's that. But let's not talk about teams that are not even involved in the bracket, because Michigan doesn't deserve to get talked about in basketball right now.
Yeah.
I mean, they're just a joke. All right. So, we're going to just pick brackets. And again, we don't know too much about these teams. So, we're, I guess, more or less kind of just picking off of their seeding, obviously. So, it's going to...
If you hear me come down to some name decisions, just know it's for you guys.
Yeah, it might literally come down to, I like this guy's name more than the other, or I like this school more than the other.
Purdue sounds cooler than Northwestern Tech.
But I guess that's kind of how some of these people pick their brackets anyway, isn't it? I mean, some of these schools I've never even heard of. I'm gonna be honest with you.
Got to get a dice out sometimes. Just roll
All right.
it.
We'll do my bracket first, and I'll tell you the teams, and we'll do it at the same time, because I got brackets here. We can do two at the same time. I'll just read them off to you. Here.
Get in on this one.
On the Eastern bracket, we got UConn and Stetson.
Oh, dog, UConn all day.
Yeah, I mean, if UConn, the 1 in 16 teams, it'd be amazing.
See an upset like that.
Yeah, I mean, it's happened only once, but it's you're right here. You got UConn's 7-2 versus top 25. Well, Stetson's 0-1.
Yep.
So
UConn.
It's a pretty easy pick for me. Go ahead and pick UConn. All right. Next one, we got FAU and Northwestern. More of a even matchup.
I'm going to go Northwestern just because I've heard about them a lot.
The Big Ten favoritism, huh?
Yup, Big Ten, baby.
Well,
Shout out my boys in the NCAA.
Looks like FAU's got a better offense. So, but you can miss a lot of shots in basketball and it can be done. I'm going to pick FAU. You got Western.
I do got Western.
All right. Going through pretty quick. San Diego, UAB.
Oh, man. UAB, dog, if I even knew it. Damn it.
I believe it's University of...
Boston?
No. It's in the South, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah,
something Birmingham. I think it's Alabama.
I'm going with San Diego still.
Yeah, the 5th seed. 3-0. I mean, I don't know.
2-1 though against. I'm still gonna run.
They don't
San
got
Diego.
great defense, UAB.
No, them points are way lower. That's kind of the devil's number there.
Yeah, I like San Diego's defense over UAB's offense. And that, just because college and college offenses can be streaky, especially in big game tournaments like these.
Is that my favorite team right there?
Who, Auburn?
No.
Yale?
I'm picking Yale, bruh.
What?
That's where all the lawyers go, dog.
Oh, Big Brennan?
Yale University. Shout out to boy.
Wait, hold on. You're going to take a look at the stats here.
Hey, man. What did you say about an upset could happen, bro? Put my Yale down.
I'll pick your Yale, but
You
I'm
going
not going
Auburn?
with you. You damn right I'm going
You
Auburn.
sure don't want to ride on that hill
Look,
with me, bro.
Look, I'm not picking no upsets, no willy-nilly. I got to look at these stats just beforehand, and that doesn't look like an upset to me. Auburn's defense looks, I mean, they're scoring 83 points a game and only giving up 68.
Listen, man. Couple point difference, 13.
I mean,
No,
that's
it's
a big,
8. It's 8.
It's a big difference.
I'm confident in you, Yale. If you win, bro, just know I was here for you.
I gotta go with Auburn. That's tough. Interesting though, like Yale got a 13 seed. It's a pretty good seed for Yale.
Go Yale. We
Right.
got BYU.
And Biscayne.
Yeah, nah, I gotta go BYU. I don't even know that other school.
I mean, I barely even know them either. I mean, Biscayne's only averaging 70 a game.
To BYU is 81.
Yeah, I didn't even know conference you're in. You're only 10-8 in your conference. Yeah, I'll take the Christian weirdos.
BYU.
I think isn't that the Christian school or whatever it is? I don't know what they're kind of they're strange.
It's something different.
I think it's the Christian school or something like that. All right, Illinois. I said it. Illini.
Illinois.
The Fighting Illini, Illinois, versus Morehead State. Now, don't sleep on Morehead State because Morehead State has pulled off some upsets I've seen in this bracket before. And look at that defense for Morehead State. That's crazy. That's actually crazy.
I'm still gonna run Illinois, but if you want to go, well,
That's gonna be my first upset. I'm gonna pick Morehead.
I ain't judging that. That's a good pick considering that they had them down at 62.
Who'd you pick? You picked BYU?
Yeah, I picked BYU.
All right.
I picked
Illinois. All right. On to Washington and Drake.
Oh.
Well, Drake's got a better record, but Washington's got a higher seed.
I gotta go for my pop icon. I'm rolling Drake.
Drake hasn't even played a top 25 team.
No, you've been hurt. Talking about some Drake, dog.
It's a school, man.
I told you we gotta pick these names somehow. Oh man, go Drake, bro.
Give me Washington.
Oh, you didn't even do it.
I don't
What
like
about
Drake that
Degrassi?
much.
What about all them years?
I've never watched Degrassi.
Neither have I. What he's known for.
All right, Iowa State and South Dakota State.
I don't like the fact that they both got state in the name. But since there's less words, I'm going with Iowa State.
You gotta go with Brock Purdy's alma mater, Iowa State.
Yep, Iowa. Especially after what I've seen them do in the damn football league too. The bastards can come and beat you on a 6 and 10 year.
Iowa State's pretty dang good. They're pretty good. I mean, there's a reason you get a 2 seed.
Get 2 seed for a good reason.
All right, across the way to the Southern Conference, we got
Houston
and Longwood.
Houston, we have an issue. Give me that.
Houston has been possibly the best team in the league. As from what I can tell. We already talked about this in the big game when we started. But from what I've seen, Houston has been one of the top teams in the country for the whole season. So I'm not going to pick against them to start the bracket.
Definitely
I'm just
not
not
picking
doing
that
that.
upset off the rip.
I'm not doing that. So I think, you're doing the same? Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. Simple enough. Nebraska, Texas A&M.
Oh, man. I'm going to go with Texas just because I love their basketball program ever since back in the day even.
Oh, they're pretty close on paper, huh?
They're pretty close. That's what I've seen.
There's a reason they're an 8 and 9 seed matchup, huh?
Yup.
Let's see. Notable results for Nebraska. Anything? Well, they barely lost to Illinois.
That ain't bad.
And Illinois is the 1 seed, or
They beat
the 3
Buckeyes.
seed over here. Buckeyes aren't even in the tournament, so can't really judge that one too much.
We always be judging Ohio.
Fuck Ohio State.
I ain't even liking Ohio right now.
Ah, fuck. I just gotta throw a whim out there. Fuck it. We'll be sitting here all day.
I'm taking Texas.
Yeah, Texas. No, I'll go Nebraska, I guess. Let's just flip it. Keep it opposite. Wisconsin and James Madison. James Madison almost had an undefeated football season this year. They got blown up by Appalachian State.
Ain't they D2, Brad?
No, they're D1. They're just really...
They're like
bottom.
Rutgers D1.
Yeah. So, Michigan.
I gotta go
what
with
did I just say?
Washington.
Wisconsin and
Wisconsin, yeah.
James Madison. I said Michigan. What the fuck?
That's a place.
Is it?
Nope.
James Madison's got crazy points per game.
They do got some good points.
But do I pick against Big Cat's favorite school?
Nah. Shout out BC, dog. Barstool gang.
He was losing his mind when they beat somebody in the Big Ten tournament.
Oh my gosh.
I believe it was Purdue they beat in the tournament.
Hey, don't sleep on Purdue now.
Yeah, Purdue's good. And they beat them, so Wisconsin's always been good at basketball. Wisconsin's just a good school in general in most of their sports. 31-3. I like that record.
Mm-hmm.
I gotta go with James Madison. You going Wisconsin?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Duke, Vermont.
Oh,
Wait, no.
give me Duke.
Duke.
Mm-hmm. Oh, actually just.
Yeah. Vermont or Duke. I mean, who the fuck talks about Vermont?
Yeah, I think Duke over. Look at the points.
They haven't even played a top 25. Yeah, just give me Duke. I mean, it's Duke. What are we talking about?
We love Duke.
I mean, I don't know. Texas Tech and North Carolina State.
NC wasn't bad from what I've heard.
NC is normally solid.
They're letting a little bit of points go, but they're doing 76 still.
I like that record a little bit better, though.
Yeah, I do like that record a lot more.
Well, they played better in their conference as well. It's tough because this is one of those times where it either could be an upset and you wouldn't be too surprised by it. Give me Texas. Yeah, give me an SC.
We're on Texas Tech.
Kentucky and Oakland. Oakland. Don't see Oakland in here that often.
No.
That's a pretty small school.
I see Kentucky a lot though. University of Kentucky, good basketball school.
Yeah, I think it's wow.
Yeah, it's definitely Kentucky.
They're scoring 90 points a game.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I can't pick against Kentucky if they're scoring 90 a game.
Yeah.
That's wild. That's insane. I don't know what the conversion to NBA time, but that's...
Oh, we got Florida down there.
Florida and whoever's the winner of Boise versus Colorado, looks like. Or whoever's the, I don't know. It's one of their late games. I can't go into the preview because I don't know who it is yet. I think they play tonight or tomorrow. Just to find out who's going to be here. I don't know. I'll just pick Florida.
Yeah, I'm running Florida too. Ain't much there.
I don't even know who's going to be
Marquette for me though.
Marquette.
I already know
Western
that.
Kentucky.
Nah, that's Marquette.
80 points a game. It's not bad.
Look at that low average that they're keeping them at. I think it's.
Well, you got Marquette. Let me think about this a second longer. Let's see. The top scorers. You know what? I'm going to pick Western Kentucky. Just for the fun of it. Why not? Right.
Damn.
On to the bottom half here. We got North Carolina versus the winner of those two. But I'm not going to pick those.
I'm going North Carolina.
I don't think I'm going to pick any 1-seed upsets this year just because I don't think there's going to be any in the first round. Michigan State, Mississippi State.
Give me the boys.
Who's the boys?
Name my boys, but Michigan to a degree. Give me State.
They can't win against anybody good. I'm taking Mississippi.
You gotta root for State this time.
No, you don't. You could just ignore them. St. Mary's or Grand Canyon?
I've heard of St. Mary's. I gotta do St. Mary's.
Just because you heard of them?
Yeah, I've never heard of the Grand Canyon for anything more than a crater neither.
Fair enough.
Sorry, Grand Canyon. Might have been cool.
They got a pretty good. Looks like SMC's got a decent defense there. Bama.
Oh, give me Bama.
Bama or Charleston?
Bama.
Charleston's got a better record.
Yeah, but Bama's playing a lot harder teams.
Yeah.
And look at the score.
90. Geez,
Yeah.
fuck? They
Give
haven't
me
played no
Bama.
damn defense though.
Fuck the defense if you're putting up points. Fuck the fire, we got grease.
I'm picking opposite of you a lot of these.
You going out upset with this one?
Yeah.
Give me Alabama. Damn, these lists are crazy.
Clemson or New Mexico?
Nah, Clemson all day.
Oof. And Clemson's just a football school, eh? Who's their best players? White guys.
God damn it.
That's surprising.
Like
PJ
Clemson,
Hall. I feel like I've heard that guy. What a weird way to spell Jalen. Too many E's in there. It's like Jaleelin. Jamal Mashburn. There's literally an NBA guy from the 90s. His name is Jamal Mashburn.
Yep.
Is this his son?
Potential.
That means I gotta pick New Mexico.
Damn it. I give it Clemson.
Screw Clemson
Oh my god.
and their big old paw.
Just a paw. Baylor.
Baylor and Colgate. What, you don't like
I don't like
toothpaste?
toothpaste, no. Unless it's John Cena. I brush your mouth with Colgate, yeah. Like John Cena said.
blower? Give me the blower. Dayton and Nevada.
Nevada. Only because I've been to Vegas once. Vegas.
You want Nevada?
Oh, Nevada. Who knows? They'll be slinging slot machines in that bitch. There's probably going to be a parlay on this game before it starts.
I like Dayton. Dayton High.
Oh, no. Long Beach.
Long Beach State versus Arizona. Wow.
Yeah. Arizona.
Some of these schools be scoring. Alright. Back on over.
Oh,
well,
Purdue.
fucking just give me Purdue.
Yeah, just click that. Rain, you got to worry about all that.
Just Purdue it up.
Nah, I'll be honest with you, too. TCU might be a dub there.
Texas Christian University.
Yeah, I'm thinking TCU for a dub on that one.
Oof. They're not very far off. I hate when they do these 8-9 seeds because they're so close.
Just gritting with each other. I'm going TC.
I mean, TCU's got more experience against
That's
the top
the purple.
25. They got more experience winning. They got more experience playing against top teams.
TC?
Oof. I don't know. I gotta pick opposite of you. I don't know why.
I respect that.
So we got some diversity in our bracket, I guess. I don't know. Zaga or McNeese?
I don't know many of these last ones besides Oregon.
You don't know Gonzaga?
Kinda. I'm gonna take Gonzaga though because they're doing really good.
Zaga's always good. Kansas. Sanford.
Yeah, Kansas over
It's a
Sanford.
big old dog. That dog
That's
mascot.
a damn
It's a
fucking
bulldog.
Great Dane.
It's a bulldog.
It's that big dog.
86 a game? Give me Sanford. Sorry, Kansas. You got Kansas?
Yeah. Even Kansas.
Carolina?
Oregon. Yeah, I don't know anything about South Carolina's ball. Oregon looks like they're good as hell, though.
Give me Southie. Cretan or Akron?
Akron. I don't know anything about Cretan.
Bro, just once.
I gotta do
LeBron's
one.
hometown.
Akron, Ohio, go Brian!
Cretan's always a tough out. Give me Cretan.
Give me Texas.
Tejas.
Texas.
Give me Tejas.
Oh gosh.
Tennessee and St. Peter's. To finish out the first round.
I ain't gonna lie to you.
St. Peter's cannot score points.
Yeah.
Give me Tennessee.
Tennessee.
Kind of need to score points to win ball games.
Yeah. Alright.
Second round. Here we go. UConn and FAU.
God.
The Convicts.
Gotta go Con.
The UConn Huskies.
Look at that points per game, bro.
UConn just got a good defense, eh?
Really good.
Okay, San Diego and Yale. I feel like you're going to pick Yale, aren't you?
Yep. Yale.
You psycho.
My bracket's about to get good because where you're about to start paying the extra attention, I'm about to let off because I don't know anything from here now. I really didn't know stuff to begin with.
Give me Auburn.
You know who I'm taking, Doug? Give me Sandy or give me. Wait,
Gary
go to my
Diggs.
bracket. Yeah. Oh.
Yeah, Yale. That's a different team.
Oh fuck.
This is where it's going to start getting a little confusing.
BYU.
All right, BYU, Morehead State. This is for me. I'm going to pick. Oof. Let me check. Morehead's got defense. Morehead has defense.
I still like
I
those
like
Christians.
that. I don't like them.
I like them Christians.
They know
Give them to me. Give 'em BYU.
Over Illinois?
Yup.
Really?
Yup.
Okay.
Give me them Christians.
So Drake or Iowa State for you? Drake?
Give me Iowa State. I can't do it on Drake that time.
Alright, I got Iowa State, Washington State. Looks like I'm probably going to go Iowa State again.
Yeah. 5 points under still.
Alright. Flipping it over again. We got you with Houston and Texas A&M.
And I'm going to take Houston.
Okay. Wisconsin, Duke.
Duke.
Okay. I got Houston, Nebraska. I'm also going to take Houston. Give me Duke.
Texas.
Tech
Yup.
and Florida Marquette.
Honestly, I'm going to take Marquette. I should take Florida, but I think Marquette's going to do it.
Marquette. Alright. And I have NC State and Kentucky. Let's see. I think I want to pick.
Kentucky.
I want to pick Kentucky. Something
Fishy.
doesn't really seem right. Something don't seem right.
Oh my gosh. Something right here.
Something ain't sitting right here. Have they played each other?
No.
Who have you played? Okay. Didn't lose to Tennessee by much. Beat the Duke Devils once. Beat North Carolina. Econ. Honestly, give me the upset. Give me NC State over Kentucky.
Okay.
You know,
We got one more.
yeah, just making Florida, Western Kentucky. This is Western Kentucky go further than Kentucky.
No, Western.
They can score points and they don't really defend. There's a chance.
Oh my gosh. Roll the dice with it.
Because the 15, I'm going with the 15. Screw it, we're rolling it. 15 versus 11.
Rolls at the end of the bracket.
All right, let's go down a little bit further. Here you got, what you got? You got North Carolina, Michigan State.
Yeah, North Carolina. I can't ride with you too long, Michigan. Sorry.
Yeah, Alabama, St. Mary's.
Alabama. Give me them rednecks.
Clemson, Baylor.
Oh yeah, I'm taking Baylor.
Dayton,
Now I'm
Arizona.
taking Arizona because screw Dayton. We don't like Ohio. Who's
All right, on my 4.
who's even from Ohio?
I'll take North Carolina. See, North Carolina's a 1 seed, and the team I just picked that was 11 seed beat them.
Dang.
So
Get on where the getting on's hot.
I'm still probably be wrong, but you know.
Eh.
Let's see. Give me North Carolina. St. Mary's and Charleston. I mean,
Probably Saint.
yeah, St. Mary's got defense on deck. New Mexico and Baylor. It's the same team. Give me Baylor then.
Baylor.
Nevada, Arizona. Arizona.
Yep.
Okay. Back to you. You got.
Purdue.
Wait, is this my bracket? Did I just switch our brackets? No.
No, you pick St. Mary's. Yeah, because right there, see, I picked Marquette.
Alright, just making sure. Just making sure.
Okay. Purdue.
Purdue.
And then
Gonzaga, Kansas.
taking Kansas. Sorry, Gonzaga. Oregon.
Oregon over Akron.
And Texas.
Texas over Tennessee. Okay, let me go through mine. Let's see, we got Purdue, Utah. I mean, Purdue is most likely my pick here, I think. Yeah, Purdue's pretty good. They normally get through the first 2 rounds normally. Gonzaga, Samford. I mean, I'm gonna want to look at that one. South Carolina and Creighton. Some reason I feel like I'm liking South
Creighton.
Carolina.
Ooh. Okay.
I'm liking South Carolina. Texas, Tennessee. Let's see. Tennessee.
Damn it, just to be different.
Texas just can't win it in the top 25, so yeah, give me Tennessee.
Go TC.
Alright, we're almost there. We're almost at the end here. Alright, back to the chat. UConn or Yale?
Actually,
There's no
Gary Yale, Yale, Nah, hold up. Yeah, I want to make that my big prediction that Yale makes the fucking comeback upset.
Yale gonna win the whole damn thing?
Nah, bro, Yale's gonna get bounced here by fucking Christian people.
Oh my god.
Hit my next
so you want-
selection. BYU.
This is be the most boring championship ever.
This shit right here, bro, is gonna hit home if I'm actually right. BYU to win it.
Oh my god, alright, now over here.
Houston.
Duke. Houston and Duke.
Fuck Duke. We gotta go Houston on that one.
Texas Tech or Marquette?
This is my second big prediction. Put Marquette in there.
1 and 2 seed, and who we got going out?
Houston.
Houston. Alright, let's go down here. North Carolina, Bama.
Bama. Sorry, Jordan. Baylor.
Baylor. Purdue.
Purdue.
Kansas. Oregon or Texas?
You already know where my heart is.
Texas.
Texas.
All my AFCs live empty. Alright. UConn versus Auburn for me. I don't think I want to pick against UConn. Let me double check here.
Yeah, that defense is just fucking nice.
Yeah, I'm gonna rock with UConn.
I ain't never seen nobody with crazy ass defense like this.
Now, Morehead State, you've made it far in my bracket. Can you go further? This is a similar matchup, in my opinion here.
But 0-2 kind of sucks.
Yeah, but I mean, if they, my bracket, in my opinion, if they do make it 2 rounds, they're gonna be riding high. They don't care.
Fuck it.
I mean, screw it. Moorhead's going on.
Fuck it.
Moorhead's going crazy.
I like to hear this.
All right, Duke and Houston. Well, Duke's the school, isn't it?
Yep.
But Houston's been good all year. Houston's got a really good defense by these numbers. It's hard for me to pick against Houston, isn't it?
Yeah.
I gotta go with Houston here. Yeah, too lowly 11 and 15 seed here. I mean, I gotta go with NC State. There's no way Western Kentucky beats NC.
Hell no.
NCSU. It's not even NC State. It is NC. I didn't know their abbreviation was NCSU. The more you know. Alright, UConn and Moorhead. Let me see. Let me compare them. I'll give them a fair shot. UConn's probably going to beat them. Yeah, I mean, yeah. And then go with Houston. That was. Go down here. We got North Carolina and St. Mary's. I like St. Mary's defense here.
Yeah. NC just looks like they can do points, but they can't really do much more.
Baylor, Zona.
I think if Baylor takes that one on.
I like Arizona's offense.
That's nice.
Because they're similar on defense. Carolina, South Carolina, and Tennessee. Let's see what we got here. We get. Let's go with the more powered offense in Tennessee, I guess.
Goddamn.
And Gonzaga, Purdue, pretty big matchup here. Purdue loves to choke at this round. So I'm going to go with Gonzaga.
Zaga.
And then I'm going to pick, I think I'm going to pick St. Mary's here.
Okay. That's a good upset.
I think the defense is going to be enough to beat their offense.
Overpowered it.
Because this is definitely a matchup of defense versus offense if this happens. Gonzaga and Tennessee. Now that's a matchup for offense and offense. Whew, I'll take Gonzaga. Alright. Now, on to the Final Four for us. Oh, we didn't even forgot to pick your bottom two here. We got Alabama and Baylor.
Alabama and Purdue.
And Purdue. Alright, Final Four. For you, we have BYU versus Alabama and Houston versus Purdue.
Houston, Bama.
Houston and Alabama is your championship game for Frank. And for me, it will be... Oof. I like St. Mary's a lot. Give me St. Mary's. And I'm going to go Houston. And
taking it off, I get.
How many total points will be scored in the final game, do you think, Frank? For both teams.
All together?
Yep.
180. No.
180? It's a lot.
165.
Well,
I think it's gonna be
let's
about
do the
80.
math. Because what's 165 divided by 2?
83 or 82.5.
You say 165? Dude, that's a high-scoring college game.
I like it for a finals though. 165.
So you got 165 for who? Who wins?
Houston.
165. Oof. Fuck it. St. Mary's gonna go crazy.
I love that.
Alright, and now we'll say, with the defensive minded of St. Mary's, we're gonna go with 135. Which would be how many points? About 67 and a half
Damn near about their
per
average.
team.
I like that.
And we'll do that. we'll submit our bracket.
Bracket submitted.
Oh. Never mind. Not do that. Share. No. And submit. No.
Let's go.
There we go.
Well, thank you guys for tuning in.
And that was our free agency recap and our bracket picks. And we'll see how well our bracket choices are going on the next podcast. After, looks like, I think the first round will be done. Second round might be done. I can't remember how we go. But we'll see. We'll talk to you guys on the next one.
See you later.